In the famous words of John Denver, hey, it's good to be back home again. That's definitely true tonight as the Raiders return home for the first time this season to take on the Blytheville Chickasaws. My name is Craig Miller, the TMC, and I'll be bringing the action to you here on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Tonight I am joined in the booth once again by popular demand by Coach Kevin Frisbee, the head coach of the Nettleton Lady Raider basketball team. Coach Frisbee, thank you for helping me out again this week.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited to be here. Glad to be back home, buddy.
And no doubt about that. I learned from the movie Dumb and Dumber that John Denver is full of crap, man. But he's right about being home. It is great to be home. And the Raiders are coming off a tough road trip last week, a tough loss at BB. They fell 21-17 to the Badgers. And Coach Frisbee, I know as a coach, you'll back me up on this. It's a whole lot easier to deal, I think, with a blowout loss than it is a close loss, because there's so many things you can point to. Said if the ball would have went different, we'd have won that game.
Oh, definitely. And I think, those close losses, the emotions tend to come out a little bit more with coaches and players. And talking to Coach Hampton this week, he said the guys are in a really good spot. Obviously, a lot of frustration after that loss, but I think this is a good group of kids, and he's talked about at length to me about how much he enjoys coaching them and how easy they are to coach and how close they are together, and I think that goes a long way. So a lot of kids picking each other up after that game, and that's what you want, and I think they've got good perspective on what that game can mean going forward as far as things we can clean up, but also played a really good game against a really good team.
Right.
And that's what you want.
Quality opponent for sure. One thing I know about life is this. It goes on. You take an L, you got to get up the next morning and keep on going. That's what the Raiders are doing tonight. We close out our non-conference schedule tonight by taking on the always tough, always talented Blytheville Chickasaws. The Chickasaws are 0-1 on the season. They had a bye week last week. They lost their first game of the season 2 weeks ago, 46-6 to Little Rock Mills, but they beat West Memphis in their scrimmage. Believe me when I say that the Raiders are in for a battle tonight, and Coach Frisbee and I are going to bring it to you here on the EAB Sports Network. I had a chance to catch up with Nettleton's head coach, Stephen Hampton, earlier this week. We'll take a 4-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have our visit with Coach Hampton. You're listening to the First National Bank pregame show on the EAB Sports Network. Back in 4. And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. Craig Miller and Kevin Frisbee here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist Healthcare for the next century. We are about 7 minutes away from kickoff. Tonight, the Raiders play host to the Blytheville Chickasaws. One thing I often like to do in our pregame shows, Coach, is give the good people in Raider Nation a history of the rivalry, and that's what I'd like to do right now. We actually never played Blytheville until 2004. That's the first time that we played them, 2004. I mean, you know, these schools have both been, well, this is our 60th year of football. I figure that Blytheville probably has had a football program at least that long. It's really kind of strange that we never played until 04.
That's surprising to me. That's surprising. It really is. You know, of course, I grew up playing in this league and played basketball mostly, but Blytheville just, to me, was always, they were a 5A East staple. You know, when I was growing up. Of course, we had 7 classifications then in basketball as well. So they were, you know, there wasn't a lot of that 4A, 5A mix. So, yeah, I'm surprised by that.
Well, we were a smaller school. We were 2A. They were in the largest classification, Blytheville was, back when I was in high school. Now, Blytheville had a tremendous rivalry with Jonesboro. Jonesboro-Blytheville, that's one of the best rivalries in the history of the state. But they never played Nettleton. We never played them until 04. That's the first year, and we've played them every year since. Grand total of 20 times. Our all-time record is 9-11 against the Chickasaws. So they have the historical edge against us. But we have won the last 4 meetings, including a hard-fought 43-40 win last season. So recent history is on our side. Also in our favor, their 4-year starter at quarterback, Jontavius Johnson, from the reports that I've got, is injured and will not play tonight. Is that what you're hearing as well, Coach?
Yeah, it's kind of been up in the air all week from what I've gathered, and he's dealing with a shoulder injury, went down against Mills. You could see on film that he was in street clothes the second half. Apparently he's gone to the doctor this week and gotten some news that he's out for tonight for sure and could be potentially rest of the season is what I was told. So you hate to hear that. Obviously, you don't want any kid to be injured, especially a kid of his caliber. He's a really good player.
No doubt about it, and we sure wish him the best. The coin flip is going on. Nettleton dressed in all black tonight. Blytheville in their away white uniforms. Coach Frisbee, if you'll keep your eye on the coin toss, and I'll take us to break here. The Raiders and Chickasaws tonight, and let me tell you something, whether or not Jontavius Johnson's out there, these Chickasaws, proud tradition, excellent program, and they're going to bring everything they got against the Raiders tonight. It should be a humdinger of a game. We'll take a 3-minute break. Gavin, a 3-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the kickoff. You are tuned in to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Back in 3. And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. Our pregame coverage brought to you by First National Bank, where they put you first. Always. We're less than a minute away from kickoff. Nettleton won the coin toss. They've elected to receive the opening kickoff. The starting lineups for the Raiders: offense, quarterback Maddox Hampton, running back Xavier Harrell, wide receivers Fred Atkins, Jordan Simmons, Kylan Hendricks, tight end A.D. Blackburn. On the offensive line, Cayman Gates, Quinn Adair, Clark Phillips, Jerry Hudgens, and Sir Jonathan Freeman. Defensively, on the line, Keon Stallings, Jamarcus Johnson, Danny Gary, Ahmad Hurston, Keyshawn Washington also in. Linebackers, Damon Coleman, Marshawn Smith, and Xavier Johnson. The defensive backfield is Cornelius Hall, Braylon Green, Isaac Black, and Torrance Spinks. And the clock is at 0. The ball is teed up. The Blytheville kicker is ready to lay the leg into it, and the Raiders ready to return. Back deep for the Raiders, we have got Jeremiah Jackson and number 17, Paul Sisk. Paul Sisk.
Paul's a sophomore. He's
made a big catch last week.
He did, big catch, and Coach Hampton's really excited about him.
So Blytheville to kick off, Nettleton to receive. Nettleton will be moving right to left on the radio, on your radio dial. Kick fielded by Sisk at about the 11-yard line, running right up the middle, has room to run across midfield before he's brought down. He's brought down by Blytheville's number 8, Terry and Hardy, but that was a heck of a return, 40 yards plus for Paul Sisk. Good burst there by the Raiders' Paul Sisk, and he's a sophomore.
He is, and that's exactly what he brings, man. He's speed, and I love that. Not trying to juke anybody, not trying to do anything fancy, just straight up the gut, get us the ball at the 50. That's awesome. Great job by Paul.
So it's 1st and 10 Raiders, and they will start in Blytheville territory at the 49-yard line of the Chickasaws. Maddox Hampton, the 3-year starter, all-state quarterback in the gun. Fred Atkins in motion. They give the ball to Xavier Harrell, plants his foot, gets a nice positive gain of about 8.5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 2 for the Raiders.
Really good blocking right there by the line. And talking to Coach Wilson this week, he said his plan is to pound the rock as much as we can. 43 carries for us last week. Would not be surprised if we saw even more this week.
2 backs in the backfield with Mad Dog. Cam Austin gets a carry this time. He's right up the middle, has the first down. He's stood up at the 35-yard line. There is a flag on the play. Nettleton, 2 offensive penalties all season, make it 3. That's a false start against the Raiders.
Well, if that can be our only one for the game, you're looking at an average of 1 offensive penalty per game. That's pretty solid right there.
So the second and 2 becomes 2nd down and 7 for Nettleton. The ball on the Blytheville 46. Loaded backfield. Maddox Hampton with 2 running backs. Harrell on his right, Austin on his left. He gives to Harrell. Harrell is hit at the line of scrimmage, keeps moving forward. It has a short gain. It's going to be 3rd down for the Raiders. 3rd down and 6.5.
Blytheville's got a really good core of linebackers that we really want to kind of get them confused as much as we can.
Blytheville always has the athletes, that is for sure. 3rd down and 6. Hampton gives to Harrell once again right up the middle. It's going to be a little bit short of the first down. He needed 6. He gained 5. It's going to be 4th down and 1. And an interesting decision here for the Raiders. Looks like they're bringing out their heavy package. They're going to go for it, Coach.
I like it, being aggressive early. Just kind of try to send a message here.
Ahmad Hurston, Keon Stallings coming into the game. Hampton and Harrell in the backfield. Hampton, and the play is whistled dead. If this goes against the Raiders, it'll be an interesting decision.
The coach is pretty frustrated over there on Blytheville sideline, so it's looking like it's going to be against them.
Yes.
We'll see.
Well, looks like they're moving it back, though.
Well, what do I know, Craig?
Must have been a procedure penalty against Nettleton. I never saw the man in the white hat give the signal. So it's going to be 4th down and 6. Looks like the rain has stopped. It's rained all day. It is a brisk evening out there. 4th down and 7 for the Raiders, and that's an offside. So 4th and 6.5 is going to go back to 4th and 1.
I like to see that even at that 4th and somewhat long, we're still trying to go for it. No problem with that at all. You're speaking of the rain. You know, I saw Coach Gazaway this morning doing his Rain Ray Go Away dance. So Francine has nothing on Coach Gazaway, let me tell you.
Coach Gazaway's a good man. 4th down and 1 for the Raiders, and, of course, they're going for it. They give it to Xavier Harrell. Bust out wide right, has the first down. Good vision there by Xavier Harrell. Got the first down with a gain of maybe 4.
Great run. Bounced it outside, hit the hole hard. He's got some burst.
I like the music. I like the first down music there. Little war chant. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball is at the 38-yard line of the Chickasaws. Hampton and Harrell in the backfield. They give to Harrell. He's running left side. He is hit by number 0, Chris Hatcher. A very good defensive player for Blytheville. It's a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Hatcher's one of those two-way guys. He's a really, really strong linebacker. Also plays running back for him, and we'll see a lot of him tonight.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he's about a 4-year starter.
He is a 4-year starter, yes, sir.
2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. 2 receivers spread out wide to the right. The give, though, is to Harrell. Harrell running right side. He's still on his feet, bowling his way forward. It's going to be a gain of 6. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
It's just so valuable having an experienced offensive line like we have, and Coach Wilson trusts those guys, and he's going to try to ride these running backs as much as possible.
3rd and 4. They give to Cam Austin. Cam Austin bounces out right side, plants his foot, goes back toward the middle. He is brought down at about the 32-yard line. 31-yard line. He's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. The Raiders with 4th down and 3, and they will surely go for it again here. Scoreless in the first quarter. Nettleton's first possession. 8:23 on the clock. 4th down and 3 for the Raiders.
Got a timeout by our guys.
Yep, timeout to talk it over. We'll take that timeout with them, a 30-second break. We're scoreless here at Nettleton with 8:17 in the first quarter. Back in 30. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Craig Miller, Kevin Frisbee in the NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century. 8:17 remaining in the first quarter of a scoreless game. The Raiders have it 4th and 3 on the Chickasaw 31 on their opening drive. Hampton, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Xavier Harrell in the backfield with him. 3 receivers spread out wide to the left. Jordan Simmons spread out wide to the right. Hampton's going to pass. For Simmons, it's complete for the first down. Jordan Simmons with the out route on the far sideline gets the first down, move the chains. Jordan had a big game last week, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards against the BB Badgers, and boy, he came up big right there. 1st and 10 for Nettleton. The ball on the 24-yard line of the Chickasaws. Hampton going to pass again. Complete to Fred Adkins. A little shake and bake, still moving forward, spinning his way to the 32-yard line, and unfortunately, after all that running by right said Fred, it's a loss of a couple.
Yeah, he did a good job there trying to get some tough yards. Fred's a guy that he's had a good offseason for football, had a good offseason for basketball. I want to see a good senior year all around for that guy.
Well, he caught it 4 or 5 yards in the backfield and turned a big loss into a small loss, but it's going to be 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders. We got a little stoppage on the field. The referee's trying to tell the Nettleton coaching staff to back up. Not exactly sure what's going on. The man in the white hat's having a discussion with Coach Jalen Allison down there. Not sure exactly. Now he's on his cell phone. He's on his cell phone. He's probably trying to reach our buddies here in the booth next to us to tell us something about the clock. Probably a scoreboard clock issue is what I'm guessing.
Hard to tell from here. It looked like he was waving at you there for a second.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure if I know that the referee, but
Coach Tate's making his he's looking over at us from the other side of the booth, and he's blaming Coach Butler, which is probably a safe bet.
Always blame Butler.
That's the motto we go by in the gym.
I love it. 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders. So they got 7:51 on the clock. We're in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Nettleton on their first possession. 2nd and 12.
And talking about Jordan Simmons earlier, Craig, he's first 2 games of the season, he's been a super impactful player for us, and he's somebody, Maddox trusts him a lot.
Well, they definitely seem to have a good thing going. Quarterback, receiver, Maddox, Hampton, Jordan Simmons. Clock starts to roll. Nettleton, we're ready to play some tackle football here. 2nd down and 12 on the Chickasaw 26. We're scoreless in the first quarter. Hampton actually pulls back, a little run pass option, complete on the near sideline. A heck of a catch down there by right said Fred Adkins.
What a grab.
It was a great grab. A gain of about 6, maybe 7. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. Ball at the 20.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Pass was a little bit high, and Fred went up there and snagged it, took a huge hit, held on the ball. That's big time.
A big athletic play there by the Raiders senior, Fred Adkins. 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. Kylan Hendricks into the game. He's in the backfield on the left hip of the Mad Dog. Mad Dog back to pass. Rolling to his right. Got Jordan in the end zone, is a little bit overthrown, and it's going to be 4th down and 5 for Nettleton.
Yeah, it was a good play call and had him open just a little bit overthrown there, but I like how open Jordan was. Maybe that'll be a theme for tonight.
4th down and 6 for Nettleton. The ball on the Chickasaw 20-yard line. Opening drive of the game. Nettleton trying to make a statement with it. They've converted on 4th down already on this drive, and let's see if they can't do it again. 4th and 6. Hampton back to pass. Looking over the middle, over the end zone. It is incomplete. Incomplete. Let's see if there's any flags. It's intended for Kylan Hendricks. He's wanting a flag, but I don't see any flags flying, so it's going to be a turnover on downs. Blytheville will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20.
Greg, I know we're supposed to be unbiased up here, but which we're not because we're all Raider. But that seemed to be clear early contact from up here. Nonetheless, no call.
They should give us a flag to throw. That's what they should do.
I would love that.
Yeah. I know we've got a lot of our friends from Blytheville listening, and I know it's aggravating sometimes if you're watching a broadcast and the announcers are one-sided. We'll do our best to call it as straight as we can, but it's going to be tough for us. I'm not going to lie to you. 1st and 10 for the Chickasaws. And, Coach, I'm not sure who the quarterback is. Young guy gives to the running back, number 5, little jet sweep. And I know number 5 is that's Derek King. He is one of their studs.
Yeah,
positive yardage. It's going to be a gain of about 4, but they're bringing it back. They're called holding on Blytheville.
He's a guy that want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. Quarterback, Jamarion Johnson, I believe. He's a senior, and interested to see kind of what Blytheville does offensively. When John Tavius got injured against Mills, they were all run the rest of that game. They're a spread-type team, but you got to think they're not going to change their complete scheme just for him, so I'm sure he'll toss it around a little bit.
Looks like Jamarion Johnson, the quarterback. He is number 3 there, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, sir. That's what I said, Craig. Thank you.
Yes. Jamarion with the quarterback keeper. He's out to the 29-yard line before he is brought down by Torrance Spinks. Also in on the stop, Isaac Black. That's going to be close to a 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Chickasaws.
It's a good, strong run by him. Coach Hampton said that it seems like we get Blytheville's best game every single season.
Boy, it sure seems like it. I don't know what we did to make them mad at us, but they always play lights out against the Raiders. Good rivalry. I know a lot of these kids are friends, and it's a good rivalry for sure. Blytheville and Jonesboro, now that's an old-time high school football rivalry, one of the best in the history of the state. So maybe they can't play Jonesboro anymore. They try to take it out on us. Second down and 1 for the Chickasaws. Certainly a proud tradition at that school. Give to the running back, number 0, nothing doing. Good job by the Raider defensive line. They stand him up. Going to be no gain on the play. That's number 10, Xavier Liddell, the running back.
It looked like Keon got an arm on him, and then pretty sure that was Keyshawn coming in there to make a big hit.
So it'll be third down and 1 for the Chickasaws. Ball on the Raider 28-yard line. Running back in the backfield is Chris Hatcher. Boy, they're bunched up. Almost a victory formation, tush-push type situation. They got the first down. Quarterback carry, a gain of about 4 or 5, and before Jamarcus Johnson made the tackle, so they will move the chains. We got to find a way to stop that.
Absolutely. That was a good tackle by Jamarcus. That was close to him getting loose and breaking off.
It sure was.
A big run. I saw Jamarcus Johnson in the hallways today, and he has shaved his head bald.
He sure has.
No doubt an ode to head coach Stephen Hampton.
That's got to be it. He kind of resembled Kimbo Slice because he's got a beard and
great
a bald
beard.
head. And
that's a great beard for a high school young man. Excellent beard.
No doubt. Quarterback keeper running left side, far side, and he has stood up after a short gain, maybe a gain of 1. Torrance Spinks leading the tackle for the Raiders. It's going to be second down and 9.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them continue to try to go lateral with those runs.
East-west. I can hear Coach Darrell Dover right now hollering, run north-south, north-south.
Or for you, Craig, it was run to get me that water.
Exactly, and I was really good at it. Little jet sweep to number 5. He is turned around, changes direction, running left side. He's got room to run over there. Keon Stallings giving chase. Torrance Spinks tackles him out of bounds, but not before he's in Nettleton territory. He's tackled out of bounds at the Raider 39-yard line. Gain of about 20. He ran about 120, but gained 20. First down, Chickasaws.
Yeah.
That's Derek King, the running
Derek
back.
King, that's the guy. That's a name we've mentioned already, and he is a guy. He is probably their best playmaker. And like we've said multiple times, Jontavius Johnson's out, and that's his go-to guy. But they're going to find a way to get the ball in his hands. That was a great play by him.
Johnson, the quarterback, with Hatcher in the backfield. Gives to Hatcher, running up the middle. He is met initially and brought down by Nettleton's number 50, Keyshawn Washington. Gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. We're scoreless here in the first quarter, just over 4 minutes to play.
Blytheville's doing a good job of controlling the pace, dictating that.
Second down and 8. And they are milking as much clock as they can right now. Now they're set and ready. Second down and 8 for the Chickasaws. Johnson gives to number 0. He is tackled short of the first down by about a yard. Xavier Johnson in on the stop over there. That was Chris Hatcher.
Yeah, that's Chris Hatcher, and again, another name we'll say a lot. They've got 3 running backs they rotate in there. All are big, strong backs. Chris Hatcher, Courtney Rogers, and Xavier Liddell. We'll see all 3 of those guys, and obviously tonight we've seen them mix in Derek King back there. So they've got plenty of weapons.
Always have. Third down and 2 for the Chickasaws on the Raider 32. Blytheville moving left to right on your radio dial. A little busted play. The quarterback keeper, Johnson's got the first down. He is thrown down about the Raider 26-yard line, and they're going to move the chains. Fresh set of downs for the Chickasaws. 3:01 to play in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Jamarion Johnson, senior quarterback.
Javion Hill just subbed in for us, and Coach Lovin said he wants to rotate in a lot of our D-line guys, keep them fresh, because we're going to see a lot of this pound run game from Blytheville.
So first down and 10 for the Chickasaws on the Raider 26. Run to the left side, but number 10, he's brought down at about the 21-yard line. Xavier Johnson in on the stop over there. It's going to be a gain of 4, second down and 6. Number 10 is Xavier Liddell, sophomore running back, ran the ball well. Second down and 6 for Blytheville. Johnson, the quarterback, Hatcher in the backfield with him. 2 receivers spread out near side, 1 way out on the left side. That's number 5. Watch out for that guy. Johnson going to run it himself. He's knocked out of bounds by Xavier Johnson. We've already called his number several times. Xavier Johnson led the team in tackles last week. Xavier Johnson he's turned into a heck of a weapon there at linebacker.
Yes, he has. He's making his presence known already tonight. Like you said, he had 7 tackles last week. Had a big fumble recovery against the Badgers. And we've seen a couple of high snaps from Blytheville here, and Johnson's done a great job of keeping that ball in play and making something out of nothing.
3rd and 4 for Blytheville, and they're going to call a timeout. We'll take it with them. 1:55 to play in the first quarter. We're scoreless here at Nettleton. Back in 30 seconds, Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. $1:55 to play in the first quarter. We're scoreless at Nettleton. Blytheville has the ball 3rd and 4 on the Raider 20-yard line. Coach, definitely 4-down territory right here. So basically, the Chickasaws have got 2 downs in which to get 4 yards. Johnson, the quarterback, I would assume he will be running the ball on this. Direct snap in the shotgun. Actually gives to the running back. Fumble on the play, and it looks like it's recovered by the Raiders. Fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Keon Stallings. Turnover, and we needed that one, Coach. Raider football.
Absolutely. Great hit. Man, it's frustrating if you're on the other side out of a timeout, but, man, what a play. Keon Stallings jumping on it. Let's see if we can get something going here.
Well, that was a big turnover as Blytheville, with a very good drive up until that point. They were methodically matriculating the football down the field. Nettleton takes over 1st and 10, their own 23-yard line. Maddox Hampton and Xavier Harrell in the backfield. In motion is right said Fred Atkins. They give to Xavier. He shucks one tackler, but he's stood up by a whole host of white jerseys. It's going to be a gain of 1, and 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. Caleb Manning over there on the chain gang with Cade Carter as well. That's a strong chain gang, man. 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton with Xavier Harrell in the backfield with him. A.D. Blackburn, the tight end. 2 receivers spread out wide to the right. Mad Dog's going to throw. Looking downfield, complete. For the first down, right said Fred Atkins. Gain of about 13, and boy, Mad Dog hit right said Fred right in stride, move the chains.
Beautiful pass. Great patience by Maddox there to let Fred get loose. Fred making an impact early.
Couple of receptions for Fred. Number 1 on your scorecard, number 1 in your heart for a lot of people. They give to Xavier Harrell. Xavier tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a gain of a couple. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Boy, it's good to hear the golden tones of Buddy Nichols here. The best PA guy in the history of Northeast Arkansas.
Absolute legend.
2nd down and 8. His granddaughter is a teacher at Nettleton, Alyssa Nichols. Good to see her down there, one of the West End girls. Maddox Hampton back to pass. Looking deep. It is incomplete, intended for Jordan Simmons. And Jordan is aggravated. He felt like he was held on that far sideline. No flags flying. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. Ball on their own 40.
Yeah, he's pretty visibly frustrated, and he feels like he got held on the play before that too, and Fred made that catch, and they're letting him be fairly physical out there.
Yeah, and there it is. So that's holding against Blytheville as the call. So Jordan was complaining about something that, well, there's some validity to that complaint. The men in the striped shirts making the right call. That's going to be I think defensive holding is a 5-yard penalty and a automatic first down. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The fact of the business is it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball is right on the 50-yard line. Hampton gives to Xavier Harrell, running off the right side behind Quinn Adair. It's going to be a nice gain, a gain of 4.5 yards for the X-Men. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Coach Wilson really thinks we've got an advantage with our line, and hoping we can try to wear them down a little bit.
That is the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless for the 2nd straight week. No score in the first quarter. We'll take a 60-second break. Back in 60, Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Second quarter getting underway. A give to Xavier Harrell. We're scoreless here in the second quarter. He has stood up after a gain of a couple of yards. Coach, did I imagine a flag flying through the air? I don't think I did. Flag on the play.
I believe you did. It came in late, so I'm not sure what the call is going to be. Came in from the back judge.
2nd down and 6 was the play. Let's see. It's going to be holding against Nettleton. So that 2nd down and 6 will, I suppose, turn into a 2nd down and 16. They will obviously take the penalty, back them up 10 yards.
Put the ball back into Raider territory at 47 yards.
So it will be back in Raider territory, 2nd down and 13 for the Raiders. Spot foul. So instead of 2nd and 16, 2nd and 13. Maddox Hampton gives to Xavier Harrell. Still on his feet now. He's brought down after a gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Nettleton.
Blytheville's doing a pretty good job shutting down those interior runs, Craig.
Yeah, they are. Blytheville's always had athletes who could run, and they've always had tough, rugged linemen. 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders. We're scoreless here at Raider Field. Just over 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. Empty backfield for the Mad Dog. 3 receivers spread out wide to the left. Maddox is going to pass. Throwing deep down the field. It's complete. Fred Atkins with the reception. They throw him down, and he loses the ball, but the ground cannot cause a fumble. Heck of a catch and a heck of a pass by the Mad Dog. Right said Fred, busting heads, making money. Big-time play by the Raiders.
Huge play. And it was a matter of time before we had a big play. You know, Coach Deaton and I were talking this week about Maddox, and it seemed like one of his biggest strengths is his ability to throw on the run. And, kind of going against his body there. Beautiful throw, and Fred. Once again, Fred Atkins.
Hey, have a night, Fred Atkins. His 3rd reception of the night. And that one was a long one, Coach. And they're calling unsportsmanlike conduct against Nettleton. So that'll back it up 15. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
I don't know.
That's a costly penalty.
Yeah, that one hurts. I don't know. I know Fred was celebrating quite a bit there. He was excited about the play, but I didn't really see any kind of kerfuffle after that.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Thank you.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 23. Hampton gives to Cam Austin, running right up the chute. Gain of about 5 for Austin. It's going to be 2nd down and 5.
Brought down at the 19-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the Chickasaw 18. We're scoreless in the 2nd quarter, 10:30 on the clock. Maddox Hampton with Austin and Harrell in the backfield with him. They give to Austin, running off the right side of the line. He is stood up at about the 15-yard line. They'll give him, he's brought back, he's shoved back 10 or 12 yards, but they'll give him forward progress by rule, and it will be 3rd down and 2 for the Raiders on the 15.
Yep, Cam's another guy. Had a big game for us last week.
We sure did.
Made the most of his carries. I think he had 7 carries, 64 yards on those, and that was pretty. His average pretty strong there, and
that's 9 yards a carry.
Yeah,
well, that's very good. They give to Xavier Harrell, testing that right side of the line of scrimmage. He needed 2 for the 1st down, and I believe he got 1. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Raiders. Now, Mason Wan has got the leg to kick this field goal, but it looks like they're going to go for it. Early in the game, get 6 instead of 3. 4th down and 1. They give to Xavier Harrell. Makes a move, has the 1st down, the 10, the 5, diving for the pylon, and he is marked down at the 1-yard line. A heck of a run by Xavier Harrell.
Bounce it outside, and when he gets the edge, he's tough to take down. I like the call by Coach to go for it there, staying aggressive early.
Xavier Harrell got the start against Blytheville last year, and all he did was run for about 250 yards. So Chickasaw Nation, I promise you, they've had their fill of Xavier Harrell. 1st down and goal to go on the 1-yard line. Hampton going to keep it himself. Spins his way toward the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown, Maddox Hampton. Touchdown, Raiders. They lead 6-0.
Great job there. I like the call. That's Maddox's 1st carry of the night and his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Took a little bit of a hit there, but he's a tough kid. He's not worried about that.
The Mad Dog with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Had one against Truman. That was Nettleton's 1st score of the season. So good job, offensive coordinator Clint Wilson, dialing that up. Josh Wright, the holder. Mason Wan, the kick, and it is perfect. With 9:15 remaining in the 1st quarter, after the Mason Wan PAT, the score is now Nettleton 7, Blytheville 0. Back in 30 seconds, and more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 9:15 remaining in the 2nd quarter. The score is now Nettleton 7, Blytheville 0. Touchdown keyed by a turnover. Keon Stallings with a fumble recovery. And Mason Wan converted a 1-yard touchdown run. Maddox Hampton with a 1-yard touchdown run. Mason Wan with the kick. Little pooch kick. Going to be fair caught at the 38-yard line by Blytheville's number 18, Jarvis King.
Well, Craig, last time out, Blytheville did a good job, like you said, controlling the clock and just trying to slowly run that ball down the field. And did a good job of it. So let's see if our defense can respond.
So 1st and 10 for the Chickasaws from their own 38-yard line. Sound like I heard Ric Flair on the loudspeaker with a little woo.
I believe you did.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. 1st and 10, Chickasaws, the Nature Boy.
Coach Tate does a great job over there on the music.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's a good man. 1st and 10, Chicks. Quarterback run right up the middle. He's to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of a couple of yards. In on the stop for Nettleton. Leading the tackle for Nettleton is Keon Stallings.
We saw Javion Hill also getting on that hit.
Yes, sir.
I've been pretty impressed with Johnson's ability to just churn out some tough yards, and it feels like we've got him in the backfield, and he's making us have to work.
Chris Hatcher into the game. He is in the backfield with Johnson. Derek King lined up in the slot. In motion, they give to King. Little jet sweep right side, and good open field tackle on the far side over there by Torrance Spinks. Nice tackle by Torrance. Saved a big gain. He gained a couple of 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Torrance is another name we've said quite a bit earlier in this game. He's doing a good job out there finding the ball.
Nettleton leads 7-0 in the second quarter. Just over 8 minutes to play. 3rd down and 4 for Blytheville. They have the ball on their own 46-yard line. Johnson, Hatcher in the backfield with him. Gives to Hatcher, and he's hit immediately by Marshawn Smith. Marshawn Smith with a big-time tackle for a loss. It's going to be 4th down and 7 for the Chickasaws.
Great tackle for loss there by Marshawn. It's a name we said a lot last week at BB, and again, he's getting a lot more playing time right now because of the injury to Cohen Liggins, and good news, Craig. I've seen Cohen Liggins' 44 jersey out there. He's padded up tonight.
4th and 7. They're going to go for it. They're going to pass. It is picked off. Intercepted by Nettleton's number 6, Braylon Green, and Blytheville going for it on 4th down. They turn the ball over via interception. Braylon Green with the interception. The Raiders are going to set up shop at the Chickasaw 41-yard line, 1st and 10.
I love it. Braylon Green, man, that's a name that I heard from Coach Wilson and Coach Hampton both, and brand new to football this year. And, it was a matter of time before he made a big play like that.
He's definitely making an impact for sure. Braylon Green. Both sides of the ball. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 3 receivers spread out wide to the right. Xavier Harrell in the backfield with the All-State quarterback, Maddox Hampton. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 41. In motion is right side Fred Hampton. Passing deep to Jordan Simmons. It's complete inside the 5-yard line. And it's into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Jordan Simmons, touchdown Raiders, a 41-yard touchdown strike, a dime thrown by Maddox Hampton. Raiders up 13-0.
Man, beautiful ball by Maddox. Great catch, hit him in stride, great catch over the shoulder. Great catch by Xavier, and man, he tackled right at the goal line. Ball comes out, ground caused it.
Now that was Jordan Simmons with the catch.
That's what I meant. Yes, sir, sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just making sure that was right. I thought maybe I'd missed, but boy, that was a nice diving catch by Jordan Simmons. Mason Wan on for the kick. The hold is good by Josh Wright. The kick is good, and the Raiders lead 14-0 with 7:02 to play in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds, some more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 14-0 Raiders. 7:02 to play in the second quarter. Craig Miller, Kevin Frisbee from the NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century. Boy, it's good to be back home tonight, and it's good to see the Raider offense clicking.
Absolutely.
And Jordan Simmons, his third touchdown in 2 weeks, and boy, it was a dandy. Pooch kick fielded by Blytheville, and they throw a flag there. Maybe he, I'm not sure why the flag. We'll find out in just a second, but
Coach Lovins was pretty animated over there, so he saw something, no doubt.
Maybe he called for a fair catch and then tried to advance it.
Possibly so.
That might be the case. I didn't see him call for the fair catch, but as soon as he started advancing it, they whistled the play dead and threw a flag.
You know, talking about Jordan Simmons, I think it's his 4th touchdown of the year. Like you said, his 3rd in 2 weeks. I saw Jordan today in the gym at the pep rally, and he asked me a question. He said, "Coach, how many touchdowns do you want me to get tonight?" And I said, you know, I figure we're going to run the ball a lot. I'll settle with 1. And he was offended by my request of just 1 touchdown. He said, as I said, well, go ahead and give me 2. And he said, okay, so maybe you'll get him another one.
You know, he's been asking me the same question every game. You know, it's almost like we're sick kids in the hospital, and he's the star coming to us, you know, how many touchdowns do you want me to get? Maybe we just kind of look sickly or something, and I don't know, but I love it, though. I love it. You know, he cares about us. He cares about the announcing crew, and he wants to score touchdowns for us.
Absolutely. Hey, every kid loves hearing that name on the radio.
No doubt, man. Well, hey, he keeps on making plays like that. You're going to hear the name Jordan Simmons time and time again. That was an outstanding touchdown catch. Raiders up 14-0. Quarterback keeper Johnson, boy, he's hit hard, and then he's wrapped up by a swarm of black jerseys. Nettleton in all black tonight. Damon Coleman, Marshawn Smith in on the stop over there, far side. No gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, gang tackle there. These last 2 drives really feels like Coach Hampton's defense starting to figure out a little bit more about how to slow them down.
Well, I like the way all the black jerseys were flying to the ball there. Coach Brian Lovins, you can bet he loves to see that. He is proud of his defensive unit after that play, no doubt.
Coach Lovins, great guy.
Screen pass over here near side. That's Derek King, who breaks through a couple of tackles and gains some positive yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 after a 5-yard pass play by the Chickasaws. Ball on the 33-yard line. Coach, I believe they're in 4-down territory. They've been going for it every time here.
Would not be surprised a bit.
So 3rd and 5 on the 33. The Chickasaws on 33. Johnson, the quarterback. Derek King, it's Hatcher in the backfield with him. A couple of outstanding athletes for the Chickasaws. Quarterback keeper, and he breaks through the initial line of scrimmage. He has got the 1st down. He's brought down right at midfield. About the 48-yard line is where it's going to be stopped. A good run there by Johnson. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Chickasaws.
Yeah, you can tell early, even though he hadn't broken one off yet. Before that, you could tell that he's got that ability. He is a good athlete.
So 1st and 10, Chickasaws. Ball on their own 48-yard line. Good quarterback keeper there, as Coach Frisbee astutely pointed out. He is an athlete. It's a pass over on the far side to number 6, and he is brought down by Marshawn Smith. He dodged 1 tackle by Torrance Spinks, but Marshawn Smith was there to clean it up. That's a loss on the play. That was actually a lateral, Coach. It was a backward pass. Don't know if they had any kind of trick play planned, but the Raiders were there to snuff it out. Loss of 5, 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that's a great job.
2nd down and 15, and Buddy Nichols said Ahmad Hurston was also in on that stop, so my apologies to Ahmad for not calling his name. 2nd down and 15, Ahmad, they call him the spark plug. 2nd and 15 for the Chickasaws. The Raiders lead 14-0 here in the second quarter. Johnson with Derek King in motion, and we have got a flag on the field. What did you see there, Coach?
It looked like number 12 from Blytheville. That's Michael Terry. I think he just took off a little bit early there.
So after the 5-yard penalty, it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Second and 20 for Blytheville on their own 38-yard line. 4:15 on the clock, and it is ticking. Nettleton leads 14-0. Johnson, the quarterback, gets the sign from the sidelines. He's going to pass. Under pressure, complete to number 12. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. He's tackled there by Damon Coleman. These Chickasaws showing they can throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michael Terry there making up for that last play. Gets called for a false start and then immediately comes back with a 10-yard catch.
Totally redeemed himself. 3rd down and 11 for Blytheville.
That's your second Dumb and Dumber reference of the night. I'm pretty impressed.
Thank you very much. That's a good night for me. My favorite comedy. 3rd down and 11. So you're telling me there's a chance. Deep pass is complete to number 5, Derek King, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A 53-yard touchdown strike puts Blytheville on the board.
Yeah, that's the first deep ball we've seen thrown from Jamarion Johnson there. And, of course, no doubt his big target, number 5, Derek King. And, honestly, that was good coverage by Braylon. He just mistimed his jump maybe by, just a smidge. But, honestly, good coverage. Great catch by King. And Blytheville is on the board. Looks like they're going for 2 here.
Makes the score 14-6. If they can convert this, they will be trailing by 6. Nettleton arithmetic. 3:17 on the clock. Direct snap to Derek King. He dribbles the football and gets into the end zone. So Derek King with the 2-point conversion. It's good. Makes the score 14-8 with 3:17 to play in the second quarter. Back in 30, Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. .3:17 on the clock here in the second quarter. Your score is Nettleton 14, Blytheville 8. Blytheville with a 53-yard touchdown pass. Jamarion Johnson hit Derek King, and that made the score 14-6. They go to Derek King once again. That young man's a heck of an athlete. King, 2-point conversion. He kind of dropped the ball, but it off the turf and back up to him is like he's dribbling the basketball into the end zone. 2-point conversion good, and the Chickasaws set to kick off to the Raiders. We got Sisk and Jeremiah Jackson back deep for Nettleton. Let's see if they kick it deep or try some kind of squib kick. They kick it deep over the head of Jackson. He lets it go into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 Raiders. And I believe in high school football that's on the 20-yard line. And the NFL touchbacks are at the 30 now. Did you realize that?
I did. They changed a lot of the kicking rules, kickoff rules there.
Different, isn't it?
It is. What do you think about it?
Well, honestly, I'm against it because it ain't the way we always done it. I'm against it. That's my answer. That's my official answer. But it seems like they're getting a lot more returns now. Yeah. They got incentive to return the ball. It's weird them starting where they do.
Right.
But, as much as I want to rail against it, say I'm against it, it's actually works out pretty cool. But these kids do need to stay out of my yard. Xavier Harrell running right side. He's got a 5-yard gain thrown down at the 25-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. What do you think about it?
I would say my official position would be indifferent.
Gotcha.
As long as my fantasy squad gets the dub, I don't really care what they do.
2nd down and 4 for the Raiders. Mad Dog Hampton gives to Xavier Harrell. Xavier with a short gain. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 3. Well, let's just call it 3rd down and 3. 2:42 on the clock here in the second quarter. Nettleton with a 6-point lead, 14-8. Nettleton will kick off in the third quarter. So it's important here, I would say, for the Raiders to score before half.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Craig.
3rd down and 3. Go into halftime with a 2-score lead would be nice. Hampton with the quarterback keeper, running left side, needed to get to the 30-yard line. That's close to where he got. He got down to the 29. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for Nettleton with 2:05 on the clock. Now the coaches have got a decision to make. Do you punt the ball away? Trust your defense to hold the Chickasaws? Do you go for it on 4th down and 1?
Looks like they're going to talk it over and figure that out after this timeout.
Yep, 1:59 to play in the second quarter. Raiders up 14-8, back in 30. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. 1:59 to play in the second quarter. The score is Nettleton 14, Blytheville 8. Nettleton has it 4th down and less than a yard. It looks like about 4th down and a foot. And, Coach, it looks like the heavy package is out there. Danny Gary out the hood. We got Keon Stallings. The Raiders going for it. Maddox Hampton, quarterback keeper, hard count. And it's going to be false start on the Raiders.
Yeah, I think you're right. Xavier kind of pointed to his chest there, and
yeah, he kind of fell forward, and so now then they're going to punt the ball away. I believe that's the old Coach Hawk no play. They were trying to draw him off sides, and it did not have the desired effect. So Maddox will punt the ball. The returner for Blytheville is Derek King. He's sending on the 40-yard line. I'd say keep it away from King. Young man's a dynamic athlete. Low snap. Hampton scoops it up, boots it to King, fields it at the 40, and he's across the 50, across the 40, finds the sideline, and now he's run out of bounds. But the Chickasaws are going to have good field position, a short field in front of them. It's going to be 1st and 10 Blytheville from about the 35-yard line of the Raiders. 1:47 on the clock. Coach, we need a defensive stand here.
Yeah, last week at BB, I thought every time we punted, we did a good job. We like to get Maddox in that rugby-style punt, kind of rolling out a little bit, which, obviously gives our guys time to get down the field and hopefully prevent a big run back. And that time, a lot going on there. Kind of bobbled the snap, but so he picked it up and still a good kick. But King had plenty of time and plenty of open field to make a good return. That's what he did.
About 25 yards on the return. Momentum has definitely shifted in this game. Nettleton had a 14-0 lead. A long touchdown pass, 2-point conversion, then a stop by the Chickasaw defense. Blytheville with the momentum. Raiders with the 14-6 lead, however. They're going to pass it again. Looking deep, far sideline is incomplete, intended for King. Good coverage down there by Braylon Green.
Really good job. And, I saw that single coverage from the jump and thought they might give him a chance, and they did, but Braylon was step for step with King that time.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Chickasaws. The incomplete pass stops the clock, 1:42. They keep on throwing incomplete passes. The Raiders might have enough time to get a drive if we can get a stop. But let's get this stop first. 3 receivers spread out wide to the right. Quarterback is hit as he throws the ball to number 12, and he is tackled immediately in the backfield by Braylon Green. So it's complete pass to Michael Terry for a big loss. That'll help the quarterback's completion percentage, but it will hurt his yardage. That's a loss of about 7. It's going to be 3rd down and 17.
That was that name again, Craig. Braylon Green.
Yes.
He's been everywhere tonight.
He's making plays, denying touchdown catches, and making plays in the backfield. He is everywhere. They're going to pass again, complete to number 24. out in the flats, and he's got room to run. He's across the 20, the 15, the 10, inside the 10 before he's brought down. First down, Chickasaws. And, boy, that was a big gain, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. And it looks like it may be coming back, Coach. It's going to be holding against Blytheville.
And that's a big call there. That's Courtney Rogers. We haven't said his name a lot, but, man, he is an athlete. They play at running back quite a bit. I think he was strictly a receiver up until this past season, but I mean, he showed there what he can do when the ball's in his hand. So we caught a break there.
Yeah, it was an electrifying run there by Rogers, and Blytheville was in business. But now then it is 3rd down and a country mile. 3rd down and more than 20. Maybe 3rd and 28 is what Buddy Nichols says. So definite passing down. Let's see what happens here. 3rd down and long. Short pass to Derek King. Near sideline. He's got room to run across the 30, the 20. He is inside the 5-yard line, tackled short of the goal line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Chickasaws. And it looks like the ball is at the, I still can't see, at the 8-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 8. Another big play by this Chickasaw offense.
And that was just showing a little different level of speed there, because I thought we had him, and he just hit kind of a different gear. And fortunate we were able to get him at the 8-yard line.
Well, you got to give Blytheville credit. They are putting the ball in the hands of their playmakers and letting them make plays.
You know, as a coach, I stand by that as well. Let your best players do what they can.
Derek King with a huge gain there. So it's 1st and goal for the Chickasaws on the Raider 8-yard line. Timeout Blytheville. We'll take it with them. 42 seconds to play in the second quarter. Your score, Nettleton 14, Blytheville 8, back in 30. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Momentum definitely on Blytheville's side here, but the Raiders have the lead. 42 seconds to play in the first half. The score is Nettleton 14, Blytheville 8. Blytheville, however, has it 1st and goal on the Raider 8-yard line after a big pass from Johnson to Derek King. Johnson, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Gives to King, or actually his quarterback keeper. Johnson up the middle, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Blytheville.
Yeah, a little fake handoff there, and it got me too, Greg.
Well,
I really thought he made that handoff and straight up the gut for 6.
Well, you got to honor Derek King for sure. He looked like he was going to give the ball to King, but instead he pulled it, and just a good read by Johnson. And we got ourselves a tie ball game. It's 14-14. Blytheville is going for 2. Johnson, the quarterback, gives to number 24. He's tripped up but falls forward just short of the first down. I believe he was, see if I can't see who hit him. I believe it might have been Keon Stallings who hit him in the backfield, stopped him short. So with 36 seconds remaining in the first half, we're all tied up at 14. Back in 30, Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. (14-14) as the 2-point conversion no good, but Blytheville has stormed back. They were trailing 14-0 with 7:02 to play in the second quarter, and boy, it's been all Chickasaws since then. And we are tied up at 14. Chickasaws kick it deep. That's Paul Sisk to return for the Raiders. Right up the middle. I like the way he runs the ball out to the 36-yard line. That's a return of over 30 yards by Paul Sisk. He's done a good job returning the ball tonight. Nettleton will have pretty good field position with 30 seconds remaining. And, Coach, you're younger than I am. You got better eyes than I do. I believe the Raiders have got one timeout to work with.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and here's the deal. Obviously, like you said, momentum shifted a little bit, but it was really big there to stop them on the two-point conversion. We've got 30 seconds to get the ball 60 yards on the field, and we obviously know we can do that.
Flag on the play. It's going to be a personal foul against Blytheville.
That'll help us out even a little bit more there.
That's a 15-yard penalty against the Chickasaws. Not sure exactly what happened. He didn't give any other indication other than personal foul. So Nettleton will start this possession inside Blytheville territory. It's 1st and 10 on the Chickasaw 48. 30 seconds to play, one timeout to play with. Two receivers spread out wide to the left. Near side, we got Jordan Simmons and A.D. Blackburn. Haven't seen A.D. in the mix here tonight. Let's see if they call his number. Hampton back to pass. It is intended for Jordan Simmons. It's incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I think A.D. is a really good player. I'm fairly certain that when teams are scouting us, they're keyed in on trying to take him away, and so he's doing a lot of things for our team, even if he's not getting catches.
2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. We're all tied up at 14 here in the waning seconds of the second quarter. Hampton back to pass. It is incomplete, intended for Simmons on the near sideline, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. 23 ticks on the clock. For the Raiders. Out wide to the left is Kylan Hendricks, excuse me. They give the ball to Xavier Harrell, and he is knocked down at the 44 after a gain of 4. It'll be 4th down and 6, and the Raiders will just let the clock run to halftime. Blytheville's not going to call a timeout and force the issue, so the horn blows. That's the end of the first half. We're all tied up at 14. We will take a 5-minute break, Gavin, a 5-minute break. And when we come back, we will begin the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show presented by the Kavanaugh Auto Group. You can check out their entire selection of new and pre-owned inventory by going to KavanaughCars.com. That's KavanaughCars.com. We're tied up at 14 here at half. Back in 5 minutes with the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. And we welcome you back to Raider Field. The Raider Band on the field right now and doing a fantastic job. If you're watching on the live stream, you can see the folks. Well, the Raider Band, they do a tremendous job. Let me tell you what the score is real quick. 14-14 here at half as Nettleton and Blytheville locked up in a battle, Coach. And I know we'll get to the game here in just a second, but I do want to make a comment about the Raider Band. They look great tonight.
They do. They do. A lot of we got a lot of good kids here at Nettleton, and really all the programs, athletic programs, and band, and everything in between. And I see several of these kids in the hall every day, and some quality young men and women down there. They sound good.
Boy, they do. And they did a great job at the pep rally today, playing the national anthem and playing all the different Raider fight songs. And it is just an awesome job. And so if you're watching on the live stream, enjoy the band performance, and hopefully you can hear them as well as we welcome you into the NEA Baptist broadcast position, the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show, brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. You can check out Kavanaugh's entire selection of new and pre-owned inventory at KavanaughCars.com. That's KavanaughCars.com. Tell you what we'll do. We will take a 3-minute break. When we come back, Coach Frisbee and I will break down what happened in the first half as we are all tied up at 14-14 here at halftime. So, Gavin, give us a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we will tell you all the scoring plays and everything that happened in the first half. Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. We'll be back after this 3-minute break. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Once again, I want to steer you to their website because it's a great day we live in. Here at this, we're all tied up at 14 if you're just now joining us. But here in this day and age, you can get online and you can go car shopping. You can go to KavanaughCars.com. They have a huge selection of new cars, trucks, SUVs, and pre-owned. I've always been a pre-owned guy myself, Coach Frisbee. You buy a new car and it depreciates as soon as you leave the lot. But there's nothing like that new car smell. I understand people buying a new car. Always been a pre-owned guy myself. They got them both at Kavanaugh Auto Group. If you're a tightwad like me, they got pre-owned. If you like a new car, they got that too. KavanaughCars.com. Well, we are tied up 14-14 here at Raider Field. The weather, the rain has moved out. I contacted Ryan Vaughn earlier today, said, is it going to be raining at kickoff? And he replied, believe it or not, he replied and said the drizzle may hold on for a while. But it's not drizzling out there. I mean, it's a nice night for high school football.
Yeah, it's actually turned out to be a really good night. And I guess we can say thanks, Ryan Vaughn, for holding off the drizzle.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but do you know why Snoop Dogg carries an umbrella?
I do not.
Faux drizzle?
Well,
Faux drizzle.
Okay, that's pretty good. That one might have landed roughly 20 years ago.
Yeah, not so much now.
I don't think so.
But most of my jokes are from the 80s, so that's about the most modern one I got. Right. On that happy note, let's give you a breakdown of how this game got to be where it is. We're all tied up at 14 here. The first quarter, for the second straight week, no score. Nettleton did not score. Blytheville did not score in the first quarter. The second quarter, they made up for it, though. Nettleton got on the board first. The Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, with a 1-yard touchdown run with 9:15 to play in the second quarter, gave Nettleton a 6-0 lead. Mason Wan booted the PAT, and that made the score 7-0. And Coach Frisbee, I was feeling good about life right then.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, we said it from the beginning. We always get their best game.
Yep.
And it seems that way anyway. So, I mean, obviously you go up 14-0, you feel somewhat comfortable, but, with the playmakers these guys have on the field, there's no doubt that they're going to keep chugging along and eventually put something together and make a big play or two. So, obviously, they did that, and unfortunately, like you said, we didn't respond well, or as well as we would like to in that second quarter. But, it's a long game. It's a long game. Sorry, a couple of our players are up here. I got to say, hey, there's Kaviana.
We got Kaviana. We got the Juice.
Juice.
Yes.
Juice. I don't want her to think I didn't see her there.
Yeah, she's visiting with some of her many fans.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yeah, two big pieces of our basketball program last year. And Juice is playing her college basketball at Blue Mountain College, Mississippi right now. And
I love it.
Kaviana is wanting to go into the coaching profession. She actually came to practice the other day and helped us out in practice the other day. And so she's great. Love those
greatest.
Love those girls. But
the greatest.
But anyway, back to the game. Here's the deal. It's a long game. And again, as stressful as it can be for fans to watch and for, coaches to be a part of, early in the season, you really want to get these type of games because you learn about your team. You kind of figure out who they are. Like, how do we respond to adversity? And, we're going to see a little bit of that tonight. We saw that last week against BB. That's a great game for us. Didn't win the game. Great game for us. And, tonight we're in another dogfight. So, no doubt we're gonna see how we respond. And I think we're going to come out and respond well. But, in my opinion, you go out, you schedule a couple of games early that, you go out and you can beat someone's head in. Makes you feel good? Yes. But is it helping you as much in the long run as a coach? I would argue that it's not. These kind of battles this is more the type of game that I feel like we're going to see in conference because our league, it's a tough league. And I think this is going to benefit us in the long run.
Well, the Chickasaws definitely battle tonight. They have given us a heck of a battle. Nettleton scored again with 7:02 to play in the second quarter. A beautiful pass from Maddox Hampton to Jordan Simmons, 41-yard touchdown pass. He dove into the end zone, and that made the score 13-0. Mason Wan with his second PAT. That made the score 14-0. The Raiders up, and Coach Hampton and I were doing the Jackie Fargo strut here in the press box, thinking, man, this is going to be easy from here on in. I mean, Uncle Mo was plainly on the side of the Raiders at that time, Coach.
Yeah, and it's been a game of big plays. I mean, really, on both sides of the ball. We saw Fred Atkins made a huge play that eventually led to Maddox getting a touchdown run. And,
right.
Obviously Jordan Simmons with the 40-yard touchdown catch. So, We've had some big plays, but also, as we said, unfortunately, they've had some of their own. And, we said this a little bit earlier, and you and I talked off air about it just for a minute. But, again, as a coach, I'm a firm believer in keeping the ball, whatever sport you're playing, you keep the ball in your best player's hands as much as you can. And a testament to Blytheville, they have done that. Derek King, Courtney Rogers, and backup quarterback Jamarion Johnson. We don't really know anything about this young man, and he's come in and he's ran the ball effectively. Yep. He had a pass that was picked off by Braylon Green, but after that, for him to settle in and make the big throws that he's made since then, it's pretty impressive. So, look, this is going to be a dogfight anytime we play Blytheville, and that's what it should be. But, of course, we would love to run away with this thing in the second half, and we've got a chance to. But I got a feeling that Blytheville's going to keep punching back every time we punch, and that's kind of what should be expected for this kind of game.
Well, that's exactly what they did, punch back, because they were down 14-0 with 7:02 to play in the second quarter. And then with 3:17 remaining in the quarter, they got on the board for the first time in the game. It was a 53-yard pass from their quarterback, Jamarion Johnson, to one of their playmakers, Derek King. That made the score 14-6. They give the ball once again to Derek King. He dribbled it like a basketball and then went into the end zone. The two-point conversion was good, and all of a sudden the Raider lead that was 14-point, all of a sudden it's just a 6-point lead. Blytheville with the momentum. Nettleton gets the ball back, but they turn it over on downs. And actually they punt it away, and a heck of a return by King set up the offensive possession. And just a few plays later, with 36 seconds remaining in the half, a little quarterback option, the Chickasaws scored on an 8-yard run by quarterback Jamarion Johnson. Faked everybody out, including you and I. I thought they was going to give the ball to Derek King with a little jet sweep, but instead he run the ball right up the middle into the end zone. Two-point conversion, no good. Keon Stallings with the stop, and that is how we got where we are right now, 14-14. And, Coach, you said it. It has been a dog fight, and something tells me it's going to be that way the rest of the game. Second half is just about, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes away. I tell you what we'll do. We will take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the second half for you. 14-14 here at half. Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show back in 3. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We're about 2.5 minutes away from the second half kickoff. The score is tied at 14. Nettleton 14, Blytheville 14. Nettleton led 14-0 with 7:02 remaining in the second quarter. Man, it looked like it's going to be an easy win, but the Chickasaws, they said, I don't think so. Not so fast, my friend. They scored 14 unanswered points, and they tied things up 14-14 at the half. And man, it is it has been a very hard-fought game, and you mentioned it earlier, Coach. It always is whenever these two teams get together.
Yeah, you know, in hindsight, looking back, you know, we feel like we had a lot of the momentum. You know, two huge plays that really are going to be, if we end up winning this game, pulling it out, two massive plays early on that, you know, felt big, but maybe not as big as they are going to turn out to be. Is the fumble recovery we had on that first drive when they were pushing the ball down the field, and then the Braylon Green interception.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those came when it was still 14-0, if I'm not mistaken. And so, you know, we've made plays on both sides of the ball, but as we've said a couple of times, so have they. And so I expect more of the same, but I can tell you this, Coach Hampton and Coach Wilson there's no doubt that they've got a plan to address some things that we may have not done as well as we want to in that first half, and I expect we'll see that this half.
In my talk with Coach Hampton before the game, I asked him what the keys to victory would be, and the first thing he said was, we've got to keep them from making the big play. You know, we've got to contain their quarterback. We've got to keep their studs from making big plays. And number two, turnovers. Got to get some turnovers. And both of those things have loomed large in this game. They have made some big plays, and that's the reason that the game is scored. The score is tied right now, 14-14. And we got a couple of key turnovers. That's the reason the Bible's not ahead of us right now.
Absolutely.
So we're about 30 seconds away from the second half kickoff. And we are sure glad that you're hanging out with us on the Friday night. This has been the Kavanaugh Auto Group halftime show. Check out Kavanaugh's entire selection of new and pre-owned inventory at KavanaughCars.com. Coach Frisbee, I know you had a little car trouble on your way to the game today, and maybe a trip to KavanaughCars.com will be in your future.
That is a very likely scenario for me. I'm not sure what's going on, but my car is currently in the driveway with the e-brake on, and I hope when I get home it's not that thing hasn't come loose and it's planted in the neighbor's front door.
That would not be good.
No, definitely not. But my lovely wife, Lindsay, who, man, love her to death, obviously. She's the best. She's cool enough to let me come up here and have a fun night with you on the mic, and she also was my ride to the game. So, she will not be my ride home. I'm still in the process of finding out who will take me home.
Well,
so
I'll be glad to give you a ride. I got to give C-Money a ride.
Well,
so
I appreciate it, but
too.
I'm not sure I want to ride with you, Craig.
I don't blame you.
But I do appreciate the offer. You're my last resort.
I will put my shirt on if you need a ride.
That will be a must.
Yes. Kickoff about to happen here in the second half. The opening kickoff of the second half, opening kickoff of the third quarter. Mason won here in this tie ball game. We're all tied up 14-14. Pooch kick, fair caught at the 42-yard line by the Chickasaws. That's number 18, Jarvis King Hudson, who made the fair catch. So Blytheville will have pretty good field position at their own 42.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're playing that middle section of the return team, you're not always expecting to be in the action as much as he has, and that's his second fair catch of the night.
Yeah, it's interesting strategy there. We've not been kicking it deep. Mason definitely has the capability of doing that, but a lot of times you can kind of catch him sleeping and get a little, almost like an onside kick, is kicking it as short as they do. But it's been well defended by the Chickasaws tonight. Quarterback keeper Johnson running right side, trying to find the edge, and he is brought down after a gain of a couple of yards. It looked like Damon Coleman making the stop for the Raiders. 2nd down and 8.
Looks like more of the same from Blytheville coming out here in the third quarter, trying to get Johnson running early, and it's a decent gain for him to get started, but I thought we did a good job of snuffing it out too.
So 2nd down, and the scoreboard says 7. Buddy Nichols says 8. 2nd down and If Buddy Nichols says it, I believe it. 2nd down and 8 for the Chickasaws.
Yeah, Buddy's information trumps us.
No doubt about it. He is the greatest. Johnson, the quarterback, gives to number 24, running east and west, finds the edge and gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of about a foot. It's going to be 3rd down and long for the Chickasaws, 3rd and 7. Ball on their own 45-yard line. If you're into the theater of the mind, Blytheville is moving right to left on your radio dial. Big play right here, 3rd and 7. Chickasaws from their own 45-yard line. Now to be a time for the Raider defense to make a big play. Johnson, pass complete, near side to Derek King. He's got the 1st down. He's got the sideline. He's dashing down it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Derek King. Touchdown, Blytheville. 55-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, that was we've said that name too much for my liking tonight. Derek King making another huge play, taking it up the sideline. You know, Coach Hampton and the staff look a little frustrated, maybe thought there was a hold there, but again, the officials have been letting both sides be fairly physical, and just a great play by Blytheville, and hopefully we can stop this 2-point conversion here and respond well on the offensive side.
So Blytheville on the 3rd play from scrimmage in the 2nd half, they take a 20-14 lead, and they're going for 2. They call a timeout before the 2-point conversion to talk things over. We'll take a 30-second break with them. 10:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Blytheville now up 20-14, back in 30. .55 to play in the 3rd quarter. The score is Blytheville 20, Nettleton 14 after a 55-yard touchdown pass from Johnson. That is Jamarion Johnson to the playmaker Derek King. Something tells me they're going for 2 here, and they took a timeout before the 2-point conversion. Something tells me this may be a game that comes down to conversions. And Blytheville, they're 1 for 2 so far on 2-point conversions for the night. Johnson, the quarterback, gives his number 24, and he is tackled short of the goal line by Keon Stallings. Another 2-point conversion saving tackle by Keon. Great job by Keon Stallings, and it keeps the Blytheville lead to 6 points. 10:55 to play in the 3rd quarter, 20-14 to score. Blytheville up 6, back in 30, Raider football on the EB Sports Network. .55 to play in the 3rd quarter. Blytheville has taken a 20-14 lead over the Raiders. Nettleton led 14-0 with 7:02 to play in the 2nd quarter, but the Chickasaws have scored 20 unanswered points. And Coach Frisbee, I'm ready for Uncle Mo to get back over on the Raiders sideline.
I'm right there with you, and I hope it happens right here. But, you know, it really can't be understated, like you said. Keon Stallings, 2 huge tackles on the 2-point conversions has kept this thing not only just a 1-possession game, but it's a 6-point game. And
that's right.
With Mason Wan on our side, if we can find the end zone, I feel like we're gonna take the lead on this drive.
Blytheville to kick off. Jeremiah Jackson and Paul Sisk back deep. Flag comes down. It's going to be against Blytheville. I didn't see exactly what happened there, Coach, but
no signal's been made yet.
They're going to back it up 5 yards and re-kick, I believe.
Maybe that's the beginning of Uncle Mo making his presence known.
Maybe so. Yeah, I don't know what the penalty is. And actually, they're moving it. Now they're moving it back. It's a little bit of confusion there by the men in the striped shirts. But they, whatever the penalty was, it was against Blytheville. Substitution infraction. So maybe too many men on the field, perhaps. I'm not sure. But anyway, they'll kick it off from the 35, and maybe that will make a difference. It's kind of a squib kick. It's fielded at the 35-yard line. That's number 10, Cam Austin, on the return. And boy, he is slammed down at the 41-yard line. This season started on a Cam Austin return, and I can tell you he's a dangerous guy to kick to. Jarvis King Hudson with the stop. It's going to be 1st and 10 Raiders from our own 41. Maddox Hampton back to work. Nettleton led 14-0 in the second quarter, but Blytheville has scored 20 unanswered points with 10:49 to play in the third quarter. They lead the Raiders 20-14. Hampton gives to Xavier Harrell, running behind Quinn Adair. He has a gain of 5 out to the 46-yard line of the Raiders. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, Quinn with a good block there, and I think that was Jerry Hudgens started that run for him. Another big block.
A couple of good guys to be running behind for sure.
No doubt.
2nd down and 5 for the Raiders on the 46. They give to Xavier Harrell, bounces out left side. Flag is down. Harrell had a gain of a couple, but let's see what that penalty marker is all about.
I think we're going to get an offside on Blytheville here.
If so, that should move the sticks. Referee is talking to the line judge, also talking to the Blytheville coach. Man in the white hat, referee on the far sideline, and they're having themselves a little committee meeting over there. Now they're walking toward the press box. It's going to be illegal formation, maybe, or illegal motion against the Raiders, and the penalty is declined. I thought that was a dead ball.
It may have been offsetting penalties there. I'm not positive, but
well, it's a loss of down. So and he did mention that it was declined. In any event, it's 3rd down and 5. So the Raiders, whose offense has gone stagnant here over the last few minutes, they elect to take a timeout. We'll take it with them with 10:02 to play in the third quarter. The score is Blytheville 20, Nettleton 14. Back in 30, Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Raider Field. Craig Miller, Kevin Frisbee in the NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist, healthcare for the next century. Got ourselves a good football game here. Football Friday night at Raider Field. The Chickasaws lead the Raiders 20-14 with 10:02 to play in the third quarter. It's 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders. The ball on their own 46-yard line. Hampton back to pass, rolling out to his right, looking downfield. It is complete to A.D. Blackburn at the 49-yard line. I believe it's complete.
Yeah, they called it complete.
It's going to be short of the first down, Coach.
It is. We were very aggressive in the first half, going for it on 4th down. Obviously, we're down 6 here. I feel like we're definitely going to go for this. That's A.D. Adarian Blackburn, and first we did discuss him earlier, but it's the first catch he's made tonight, and he is a major weapon.
4th down and 2 for the Raiders, and it looks like Nettleton's going to go for it. I think that's a good call. 9:25 to play in the third quarter, trailing by 6. Heavy package in on the right side. Hampton going to carry it himself. Running left side, he's got the first down. Move the chains. Maddox Hampton, who scored on a quarterback keeper to make the game 6-0 in the second quarter. Gains about 5. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Raiders on the Chickasaw 45-yard line.
That's the value right there of having an experienced quarterback in Coach Wilson's offense, because that fake handoff to Xavier, everybody bid on that, and he made them pay.
Still got the heavy package in. High snap. Maddox with an athletic play, busted play, but he is going to be tackled for a loss. Tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he was brought down by Courtney Rogers, young man who's made plays on both sides of the ball tonight. So it'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Raiders. Ball is at the Chickasaw 48-yard line. Hampton and Harrell in the backfield. 2 receivers spread out wide to the left. Flag down. It'll be offsides against the Chickasaws. And that'll help. 2nd down and 13 becomes 2nd down and 8. Ball is spotted at the Chickasaw 43-yard line. I like 2nd down and 8 a whole lot better than 2nd down and 13. Hampton from the gun. Gives to Xavier Harrell. Running left side. Got the first down and is across the 30-yard line. Heck of a run by Xavier Harrell. Move the chains.
Great run, and that was set up by Sir Jonathan Freeman. Great block on the inside. Xavier followed that like he should. Big game.
Sir Jonathan Freeman has been sick all week. I have him in my 3rd period class. He showed up in class today. I said, man, Sir Jonathan, so glad to see you, bud. 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. They give the ball to Cam Austin. He's got positive yardage right up the middle. Good job by the Raider offensive line. You got Jerry Hudgens. You got Quinn Adair leading the way. It's going to be a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Cayman Gates also paving the way, and, of course, the center.
Clark Phillips.
Are you serious, Clark? 3 backs in the backfield with the Mad Dog. He gives to Cam Austin. Cam Austin got the first down, still on his feet, brought down at the 15-yard line. This Raider offense is clicking now, Coach.
Looking good. What I love about Cam is you can tell it. He is just – I'm assuming he's been coached to do this, but he is just following those blockers as far and as long as he can, and he's a good addition to this team.
First year he's played football. His brother is Nasty Nate, Nathan Young, a great running back in days gone by. He shared the backfield with Cade Carter, actually. 1st down and 10 for the Raiders in the red zone, the 15-yard line of the Chickasaws. 20-14, Blytheville with the lead. Xavier Harrell with the ball. Man, he's got a gain of about 9, maybe 10 yards. Actually, they marked him down at after an 8-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. Ball inside the 10-yard line of the Chickasaws.
Yeah, and since that penalty, that offside penalty from Blytheville, we've been rolling. You know, Cade Carter, you said, obviously was a great quarterback here at Nettleton, but most famously known as part of the Nettleton chain gang.
That's right. Xavier Harrell, the ball carrier, is hit in the backfield. Little shake and bait, gets out of that tackle, and he is close to the first down. A heroic effort by Xavier Harrell. That should have been a tackle for a loss. Instead, it's technically no gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Raiders. Ball inside the 10-yard line. It's at the 7 of the Chickasaws. Blytheville 20, Nettleton 14 is your score. 6 minutes on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. The Mad Dog, high snap. He corrals it. He's going to keep it. Cuts back inside into the end zone. What a run by Maddox Hampton. Touchdown, Raiders.
Yeah, fantastic job there by Maddox. Tough run. 2nd rushing touchdown of the night for Maddox. 3rd of the season, and love to see that. Physical, tough run there. And great job finishing off that drive. We needed to respond that way after Blytheville came out and scored early. And there's a flag on the play. Looked like it was after the play, and we'll see what that is.
I'll let you take a look at that and kind of see what they say, Coach.
Well, I'm 0 for 2 and or 0 for 3 tonight on my calls with the officials, so I'm not sure that's what you want, but we're having a discussion with between the official and Coach Hampton and Coach Wilson.
Well, we're all tied up at 20 after Maddox Hampton's second touchdown run. The man in the white hat is a personal foul against the Raiders.
Oh.
And I think it'll be assessed on the kickoff because they're not backing up the PAT. That would be huge if they backed up the PAT. Mason won. The ball is a bad, I don't know if it's a bad snap or a bad hold. In any event, the PAT is no good as Mason was not able to get the kick off. And Josh Wright was tackled to the point after kick, no good. With 5:48 to play in the third quarter, we're all tied up at 20. Back in 30 seconds, Raider football on the NTV EAB Sports Network. .2020 here at Raider Field. That's the score, 2020. Nettleton 20, Blytheville 20, 5:48 to play in the third quarter. A back-and-forth affair. Nettleton led 14-0. Blytheville scored 20 unanswered points and led 20-14. But with 5:48 on the clock, Maddox Hampton with a 7-yard touchdown run, his second of the game, has tied things up at 20. Squib kick gets out of bounds about the 38-yard line, and they throw the flag, and Blytheville will take over probably at the 38-yard line. I believe they had the option of making them re-kick on that, but it's pretty good field position. They're just going to take it 1st and 10 at the let's see, where are they marking the ball, Coach? Actually, it's going to be better than the 38. It's going to be about the 45-yard line.
I think so.
So the squib kick, and honestly, the way these Blytheville athletes have run the ball, it's probably smart not to kick it deep. 1st and 10 for the Chickasaws from their own 45-yard line. The quarterback is number 3, Jamarion Johnson. In the backfield with him is Chris Hatcher. 2 receivers spread out wide to the right, 2 to the left. First and 10 for the Chickasaws. We're all tied up at 20 here in the third quarter. Quarterback keeper bounces outside, and he is brought down by Xavier Johnson after a short gain, maybe a gain of a foot. Buddy Nichols said no gain. Let's go with what Buddy said. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Always go with what Buddy says, and I think we saw Damon Coleman get in on that tackle too.
2nd down and 10 for the Chickasaws. Coleman and Johnson. Guys doing a good job at the inside linebacker position for the Raiders. Couple of dogs. Pass incomplete, intended on the far sideline, intended for Michael Terry on the far sideline, and it is going to be 3rd down and 10. Coach Frisbee, a defensive stop would be nice right here.
It absolutely would. That's the first overthrow we've seen from Johnson in quite a while.
So 3rd down and 10, and the ball is on the Chickasaw 45-yard line. I have no reason to doubt that this is 4-down territory for the Chickasaws. They got 2 downs to get 10 yards. This is 3rd and 10. Johnson has had success passing the ball. He's going to run it this time. Quarterback keeper turns the edge, and he is tripped up by Torrance Spinks. He dives forward for a gain of a couple of 3 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 7 on the 48-yard line of the Chickasaws. Does not look like they're going to punt. 4th and 7. Big play right here. Raider defense needs to get the turnover on downs. 4th down and 7 for the Chickasaws. They're going for it. Johnson, the quarterback, in the gun. Standing on the beautiful oval end here at Raider Field. He's going to pass under pressure, rolls out to his right, incomplete. Threw it low, intended for number 12. That's Michael Terry. Incomplete pass. The Raider defense holds. Turnover on downs.
Like you said, it's exactly what we needed. Defense come out, allowed a touchdown drive out of halftime. It's never what you want, but offense kind of shifted momentum for us, and the defense came out with a 3-and-out, or I should say a turnover, like you said, a 4-and-out turnover on downs. And excellent job. Great job getting to the quarterback Johnson there and force him to roll out and make a throw on the run.
1st and 10 for the Raiders. Little trick play, flea flicker. Mad Dog throwing deep. He's got a man, and that's got to be a pass interference. It was intended for Jordan Simmons, and he was bumped there by the Blytheville defensive back, Jarvis King Hudson. So that's going to be a 15-yard defensive pass interference call. One of those that was a good play there by the defensive back, because that liable to have been 6 points without that.
Yeah, we saw Jordan do almost that same thing last week at BB. Had a deep throw, and ball might have been just a little bit underthrown, and he did a good job of kind of putting on the brakes, and it's not much you can do when you're the defender there, but kind of bump into him and got the call. We'll take that.
So 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. The ball is at the 30. There's actually a couple of penalties. There was holding and pass interference. They declined the holding, took the 15-yard pass interference. So the ball on the 33-yard line of the Chickasaws. We're all tied up at 20 with 4:13 to play in the 3rd quarter. He gives to Xavier Harrell. Xavier is hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Man, that was a big hit by the Chickasaw defensive line. I believe that's number 63, Nate King, who hammered the X-Man. No gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Actually a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Austin and Harrell, the running backs, in the backfield, and a little bit of movement on the defensive line. Going to be offsides against Blytheville. So 2nd down and 11 will turn into 2nd down and 6. Well, and now they're saying it's an illegal motion against Nettleton, a false start against Nettleton. So evidently the offsides was drawn off. The Blytheville defender was drawn offsides. So it'll be 2nd down and 16.
Cannot say I saw that from here, but I'm a long ways away. So.
I didn't see it either, but I see this game. I see the world through black and gold colored glasses. Hampton back to pass. He's got Jordan Simmons, and it's incomplete. Good defensive play there by the defensive back for the Chickasaws. And as soon as he turns this way, I'll give you his name. Is that 22?
Can't tell. I think that's 12. I'm not. I think it's.
Yeah, it is 22, I believe, Coach.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's not a 22 on the roster.
Oh, we're going to go with that's number 12. But
Michael Terry.
Yes.
Yes, you're right, Michael Terry. I should always trust the younger eyes. 3rd down and long for the Raiders. Hampton back to pass. It is intercepted at the 30-yard line. Intercepted by number 22. Maddox Hampton saves a touchdown by knocking him out of bounds. And there is a flag on the play after the play. Coach, what did you see there?
I'm not sure if that was – if he's calling a late hit, I don't see that at all. I mean, he was still running down the field. If there was something after the play, maybe something said, I don't know. There's been a lot of – seems like there's been a lot of extracurricular this quarter from really both sides here. But we were both actually, you were right. It is number 22. And like we said, we don't see a number 22 on the roster. But actually, I do. It's Jatavian Wilson. Sorry about that. Jatavian Wilson. Pass break up, and then obviously a big interception. And that ball is coming back to the 49. So,
yeah, it's a personal foul. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but the personal foul was against Blytheville. So after the interception, that's Maddox Hampton's first interception of the season. Blytheville with the ball. The score is tied up at 20. And the Chickasaws have it 1st and 10, starting from their own 49-yard line. Little miscommunication on that snap.
It's going to be a false start.
Yeah, false start. 5-yard penalty against the Chickasaws. It'll be 1st down and 15. Dandy of a high school football game here tonight, folks. 3:29 to play in the third quarter. We're all tied up at 20. Blytheville with the ball, 1st and 15 from their own 44-yard line. A brisk, chilly wind blowing through the press box. I may have to put my shirt on. 1st down and 15. Quarterback to pass, throwing deep, wide open is number 6, is complete at the 25-yard line. A race to the end zone. Isaac Black saves a touchdown, shoves him out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and another flag flies on the far sideline.
Yeah, just a great play call from them. Great passing catch. Awesome job by Isaac to hawk him down and save a touchdown. And another flag after the play, and I'm not sure if that's a sideline issue or.
The referees are pointing to the sideline over there. I'm not sure exactly what happened. The Blytheville sideline had no reason to be upset. That was a great play by their team. Let's see what the man in the white hat says. The referee's talking it over with the Blytheville offense, and now then he's saying some things to the Raiders. Now he's looking toward us. This will be unsportsmanlike conduct against Blytheville. That is a devastating penalty because Blytheville was set up well inside the Raider red zone. 15-yard penalty inside the 5-yard line, nearly a touchdown. But now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Yeah, those are backbreakers. I mean, no matter who you are, those penalties are just completely avoidable.
So 1st and 10 Chickasaws, and you could bet the coach is very unhappy with that turn of events. Chickasaws, they give the number 24. He is hit at the line of scrimmage. Courtney Rogers, the ball carrier. He gets down to the 15-yard line. That's going to be a gain of a couple of hard-fought yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Blytheville. Clock just struck 3 o'clock. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. We're all tied up 20-20 here at Raider Field. Raiders 20, Blytheville 20. Keon Stallings' helmet came flying off. I saw a gold helmet pop off and fly through the air. It belonged to Keon. Unfortunately, that means Keon's got to set out a play. That hurts the Raider defense for sure. Keon Stallings is a playmaker. Chickasaws to pass, left side into double coverage, and it's incomplete. Incomplete. Looked like it was knocked down by Isaac Black.
I believe you're right. That's the second big play by Isaac on this drive.
He saved 2 touchdowns, honestly.
Yes.
So good job by Isaac Black. He's the captain of the team, and you could bet he's got the respect of his peers and earns it with plays like that. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 from the Chickasaws. Ball on the Raider 15-yard line. All tied up 20-20. Quarterback gives to number 5. That's Derek King. He is stopped short of the 1st down. Tackle made by Xavier Johnson. Damon Coleman also in on the stop. Short gain on the play. Well, a gain of a couple of yards. It's going to be 4th down and 6.
Well, it goes without saying, obviously this is a monster play here this late in the third quarter. If Raiders are able to get a stop here, that personal foul or unsportsmanlike penalty.
It's going to be key. Big play right here, Coach. 4th down and 5 for the Chickasaws. Ball marked at the 13-yard line of the Raiders. And such a big play, the Chickasaws want to talk it over. They take a timeout. We'll take it with them. With 1:41 to play in the third quarter, your score is Blytheville 20, Nettleton 20. Back in 30 seconds. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Huge fourth down play coming up. We're all tied up 20-20 with 1:41 to play in the third quarter. Blytheville has it 4th and 5 on the Raider 13-yard line. Two backs in the backfield with the quarterback Johnson. A fumbled snap under pressure. He's close to the first down. He had to get to the 8-yard line, and the Raider defense may have held. Let's see where the spot is. Needed 5 yards. He stopped short of the first down. Turnover on downs. First down, Raiders. Coach, from our angle, I could not see the Raider defensive player who made that stop. There were just too many bodies in the way. But holy cow, whoever it was, Raider Nation owes them a debt of gratitude because that was a big tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I could help you out and say I saw who that was, but I'm right there with you. But, man, first of all, let's talk about the touchdown-saving tackle from Isaac Black. Just a massive, massive play. And then obviously the pass breakup in the end zone. Huge stand. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Xavier Harrell with a big run. He's across the 25-yard line. First down, Raiders. Big run by Xavier Harrell. Nettleton took over 1st and 10 at the 9. Harrell runs it out to the 27. That's a gain of 18 on that play. And Harrell, for the second straight week, it looks like he's definitely close to 100 yards rushing. Had over 100 last week at BB. Harrell in the backfield with the Mad Dog. Give the Beast the ball again. Xavier Harrell, tough running to the left side. He's hit hard, stays on his feet. That's going to be another nice game for Harrell. Across the 35-yard line, and let's see where the ball is spotted. There we go. Caleb Manning on the chain gang over there. He gets it to the 35-yard line. Yes, it's going to be 2nd down and 2, a gain of 8. I'll tell you one thing about Xavier Harrell is he does not shy away from contact. He wants to finish every single run.
2nd down and 2. This time they give to Cam Austin. Cam Austin has the first down. He is planted at about the 40-yard line, but not before he gets another first down for the Raiders. Pretty good 1-2 punch, Xavier Harrell, Cam Austin.
Absolutely. Cam coming in there and, different style runners, different body types, and a lot of times that can be a good way to make things a little bit tougher for defenses.
This may be the last play of the third quarter. We're all tied up 20-20. High snap. Maddox corrals it, gives it to Cam Austin. Cam Austin running right up the chute. He is met by Chris Hatcher. Not going to be any gain on the play. Maybe a gain of a yard. Yeah, they give him a yard, maybe 2. We'll call it 2nd down and 8, and that will be the end of the third quarter. We're all tied up at 20. Back in 60 seconds, fourth quarter. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Coach Kevin Frisbee has 4 fingers up in the air. It's fourth quarter time here at Raider Field. We're all tied up at 20. Nettleton with the ball, 2nd down and 8. From their own 41-yard line. Maddox Hampton with Cam Austin at his left side. 2 receivers spread out wide right. He's going to pass. It's complete to A.D. Blackburn. Across midfield, the 25-yard line, brought down at about the 20. Big-time throw and catch. First down, Raiders. The Raiders in business.
Love that play call out of the end of the quarter there. Just a beautiful pass again by Maddox. Got AD on a seam route. That's a big target to throw to. Love AD.
As you said many times, he's a mismatch. He is a matchup problem. 1st and 10 from the 23. They give to the X-Man. X-Man across the 10-yard line. He's tackled out of bounds right about the 10-yard line. Looks like they got him out at the 11. That's going to be another first down, an explosive run by the X-Man. However, it's going to come back as the man in the white hat says there was a hold against the Raiders.
I'm not sure where it came from. I know I saw our trip set of receivers over there. I think that was Fred, Jordan, and I believe that's Kyle and Hendricks there. They were working their tails off trying to block for Xavier there.
So that'll negate a very nice run by Xavier Harrell. If you're just now joining us, it's 20-20 is the score. 11:34 to play in the 4th quarter. Nettleton led 14-0. Blytheville scored 20 unanswered points. Nettleton tied things up in the 3rd quarter. Nettleton with trying to go ahead right now. It's going to be 1st and 15 for the Raiders. They give to Xavier Harrell. He is tackled from behind by Hatcher, 25-yard line. Xavier slaps his hand, says nice tackle. I like to see that sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's two good players there that no doubt respect each other, and I'm with you. I like seeing that stuff.
Going to be 2nd down and 13. That Hatcher is a ball player, I'll tell you that. He is a good football player. This Chickasaw team is full of those. 2nd down and 13 for the Raiders. Maddox Hampton looks to the sideline. He's got Xavier Harrell switching over to his left side. 2 receivers spread out wide right. Hampton's going to throw. It is incomplete, intended for A.D. Blackburn, and there's a flag down. I believe it's going to be defensive pass interference against Blytheville.
Yeah, pretty easy call there, and maybe that's one of those business decisions there. I mean, A.D., as we've said, he's tough to cover,
yep.
And if you're the defense there, maybe you're thinking, well,
I'm gonna hold him to keep him from scoring.
Absolutely.
See what the indication is. It's the ball's on the 26-yard line. This will be a 15-yard penalty. And, Coach, you may know this. You reach a point where they just take it halfway to the goal line. I don't know if maybe if you're in the red zone. It's going to be pass interference against Blytheville. And the ball is spotted at the 13-yard line, so I guess it was a half a distance. Maybe if you're inside the 30, they go half the distance. 1st and 10 at the 13. All tied up at 20. They give to the X-Man, running left side. He's across the 5-yard line, is knocked out of bounds after a nice gain. He's close to the first down.
Another flag out there.
At the 6-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like, if not the same play, a very similar play that we ran earlier, and we got a holding call on, so I'm not sure what we got there. But
the referees are talking it over. The officials are talking it over. The referee will give us the indication here in just a second. Personal foul against Blytheville. Boy, that's huge. That's going to be another half the distance to the goal, and it's going to be an automatic first down. So it'll be 1st down and goal for the Raiders. The ball on the 3-yard line. All tied up at 20. Nettleton trying to take a lead with just about 10 minutes and 30 seconds to play in this game. Xavier Harrell, the running back, on the right hip of the Mad Dog. Maddox Hampton going to run it again. Trying that left side of the line of scrimmage. He stopped short of the goal line and brought back. They give him a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 2.
2nd and goal from the 2.
Clock is at 10:14 and ticking. Nettleton 20, Blytheville 20. Hampton has 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Trying to make it a 3rd right there, was stopped short. Gives to Xavier Harrell. He bounces out left side. Boy, he's fighting with everything he can, but just too many white jerseys grabbing a hold of him. He stopped short of the touchdown and actually pushed back a little bit. So it's going to be a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 4.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, with 4 yards, you run it here, you give Maddox a chance to make a play, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get something rolling out of the pocket, trying to find Jordan or AD.
They've had success going to AD Blackburn on this drive. Danny Gary out there on the right side of the line, a little bit of a heavy package. Let's see what the Raiders do. Hampton going to keep it himself, and he stopped at about the 5-yard line and thrown backwards. So it's going to be 4th down for the Raiders, 4th down and goal. And
looks like we're going to send Mason out to
Mason
try to give us the lead.
Mason Wan with the big, was a 26-yard field goal last week at BB. And this one is going to be doing the math, carrying the 22-yard field goal. 22-yard field goal for Mason Wan. Ball is on the left hash. And I believe Coach Hampton wants to take a timeout. Yeah, we'll take it with them. We'll take a 30-second break. 20-20 the score, 8:37 to play in the first quarter. Back in the fourth quarter. Back in 30 seconds, Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We have got ourselves a humdinger of a game. 20-20 the score, fourth quarter. Is 4th down and 4th down and goal for the Raiders at the Chickasaw 5. And Mason Wan is on to attempt a 22-yard field goal to give Nettleton a 23-20 lead. Raider offense had it 1st and goal, I believe, on the 3, and then they just kind of stalled out. It's going to be offsides against Blytheville. So 4th down and goal from the 5 will become 4th down and goal from the 2.5. And does that change what you do here?
I think it's enough to make Coach Hampton think about it, but, 8.5 to go in the ball game.
Get the points?
Yeah, I mean, Mason's been really consistent as our kicker in his career. So I think let's take the points and trust our defense to get another stop.
We'll call it a 20-yard field goal. Josh Wright, the holder. Mason Wan. The kick is up, and he hooks it wide left. So with 8:35, and the kick is no good. With 8:35 to play in the game, our score is Nettleton 20, Blytheville 20. Back in 30, Raider football on NTV and EAB Sports Network. Blytheville takes over here in the fourth quarter, all tied up 20-20, 8:35 to play in the game. They run it straight ahead and to the teeth of the Raider defense. Quarterback keeper, a gain of a couple of 3 yards. It's going to be, Buddy Nichols says, a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Chickasaws. Always trust Buddy. Jamarion Johnson, the quarterback. The Chickasaws with 8 minutes on the clock. We're all tied up at 20 here in the fourth quarter. Jamarion Johnson from the gun. Gives to Derek King. Derek King running near sideline. He is brought down from behind. Excellent tackle by Damon Coleman.
Huge tackle. Came all the way across the field, and Derek King is not an easy guy to take down.
No, he's not. Big time play by Damon Coleman, the junior stud inside linebacker. It's 3rd down and 6 now for the Chickasaws. Huge play here for the Raider defense.
Damon's the kind of kid that I would be a little scared of if I was out there, because every time I see him in the hallway, he just seems like he's stoic, quiet, on a mission, and
He's got a presence about him.
He does. Those aren't the guys you want coming at you full speed.
I'm glad Damon Coleman is a Nettleton Raider. I promise you that. 3rd down and 6 for the Chickasaws. Quarterback keeper running left side, looking for daylight. He's got some, but he is stopped not before he gets a first down, though. It looks like it's a first down run for the Chickasaws. A little extracurricular activity after the play. A flag comes flying. Let's hope it's offsetting.
I saw a flag earlier on this right side of the field here, right as the ball was snapped. Let the play continue, so I don't know if that was an illegal procedure. We'll find out, but this is, these are 2 teams, that competitive guys, obviously, and, they're battling out on there, but we really want to contain our emotions here late in the game.
Personal foul against the Raiders, so that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. He got the first down, and they're going to add 15 yards on it. With 7:04 to play in the game, of a tie game, that's not the kind of penalty you need.
Definitely not. And as we said, just we've got a lot of seniors out here, a lot of leadership, and hopefully those guys will be able to help keep our emotions in check.
So 1st and 10 Blytheville from the Raider 48. Quarterback keeper, and he is brought down. That's Ahmad Hurston leading the tackle. Also in on the stop, Jamarcus Johnson. Jamarcus a little slow to get up. Let's hope Jamarcus is all right. It's going to be no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Good play by the Raider defensive line.
Yeah. Ahmad was fired up after that tackle. He should be.
And that's actually a loss, tackle for loss. They mark it a 2-yard loss. 2nd down and 12. 6:20 to play in the game. We're all tied up at 20.
It's just a matter of time until that ball gets back in the hands of Derek King.
Play is whistled dead, and Blytheville takes a timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:07 to play in the game. We're all tied up at 20. That's Blytheville's final timeout. Back in 30 seconds, Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Fourth quarter action at Raider Field. Craig Miller, Kevin Frisbee here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist Healthcare for the next century. We're all tied up at 20 in the fourth quarter. 6:07 to play. Blytheville has it 2nd and 12 on their own 46-yard line. They're moving left to right on your radio dial. 2nd and 12. Quarterback keeper running near sideline. He's got some room to run. He's across the 30. Flags everywhere. He runs out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. And we have a couple of flags down on the field. Keon Stallings a little bit slow to get up, but he's up. He's just fine. Let's see what the fabric is all about. Big gain for Blytheville, but you got the feeling it's coming back. Yeah, holding against the Chickasaws. That might have been one reason why he had such a nice gain. So 2nd down and 12 is going to be a lot more than that. That is a 10-yard spot foul in high school. Don't know exactly where it happened. We'll find out here momentarily, but it is a 10-yard penalty. They'll back it up. It looked like he's starting from the 50-yard line, and so they'll back it up to the 40. And it's at the 39, so it's going to be 2nd down and very long for the Chickasaws. It looks like it's 2nd down and about 20.
Raiders caught a break there.
Well, they sure did, because that was a big-time run there by Jamarion Johnson. 2nd down and very long. How about another couple of tackles for losses right here? We're all tied up 20-20 with 5:58 to play in the game. They give to Hatcher running left side. He is hit at the 40-yard line and brought down. Initial contact made by Marshawn Smith. We'll give Marshawn the credit for that tackle. Damon Coleman also in to help finish up the job. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long. It looks like it's 3rd down and 15 for the Chickasaws. Big play coming here, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt. And like you said earlier, Blytheville out of timeouts. Raiders still have one. Under 6 minutes to go here, 2020 game. It's got the feeling this might be whoever has the football last wins.
3rd down and 15 for the Chickasaws. Ball on their own 43. They're going to pass. It's complete to King. He's got a gain of 6 before he's thrown out of bounds over there. That's Torrance Spinks on the stop. It's going to bring up 4th down and long for the Chickasaws. The ball is marked right at the 50-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 7 for Blytheville. 4th and 8.
We have not seen them punt all night, and they're right at midfield, and offense is still out there.
Yep. 4th and 8, they're going for it. We're all tied up at 20. Raider defense needs to stop right here. 4th down and 8. Somebody needs to make a play. Quarterback back to pass. It is incomplete. Incomplete. Knocked away by Torrance Spinks. Big time play by number 20. That'll be a turnover on downs, and the Nettleton Raiders will take over.
There's another penalty on the play.
Did you see a flag on the play? Okay, I didn't see it.
I think he pointed our direction.
Well, that's not good. I'm hearing some clapping from the Raider faithful, so that's a good sign.
That's good. The other official pointed our direction, and the Y-hat pointed their direction. So,
yeah, it looks like it's gonna go against Blytheville.
We will take it.
And I didn't see what the man in the white hat indicated to us. In any event, Nettleton takes over 1st and 10 from the 50. 5:04 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. We're all tied up at 20.
This is where you really want to rely on your seniors to finish off a ball game here. Had a heartbreaker last week. Let's see if we can cap this thing off.
I don't want to go home heartbroken tonight, that's for sure. They give the ball to Xavier Harrell. Xavier across the 45, across the 40. He's hit, still on his feet, across the 35-yard line. A gain of more than 15 for the X-Man. 1st down Raiders, and a good way to start this drive.
Absolutely. Coach Wilson has found something on that left side, and he continues to hammer it. Whether that's Gates for us that he sees has got a matchup that he's winning, but we're going back to that left side.
X-Man again.
Another big game.
This time running the left side across the 25. Going to be close to a 1st down. A gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Raiders moving with less than 5 minutes to play in the game. We're all tied up at 20. I say keep on giving it to number 16.
That's a good plan.
Cam Austin out on the field. Looks like the X-Man may take a little breather. Cam Austin on the left hip of the Mad Dog. 3 receivers spread out wide to the left. Hampton and Austin in the backfield. Stone Cold Cam Austin. 2nd down and 1. He gives to Cam Austin. Cam Austin has the 1st down. He's into the red zone at the 15, still on his feet. Thrown out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Move the chains. Raider offense effectively moving the ball here when it matters most.
Yeah, and once again, just letting our running backs follow Common Gates and Quinn Adair on that left side. Just let the big boys push and follow the lead.
1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 14-yard line of the Chickasaws. 4 minutes on the clock. We're all tied up at 20. Nettleton trying to move to 2-1 on the season. Flag on the play. Penalty markers down. Going to be a false start against the Raiders. Penalties in the red zone, not what you're looking for. So it'll, instead of 1st and 10 at the 15, 1st and 10 at the 15, it's 1st and 15 now at the 20.
They put AD on that left side again here, and
now we got X-Man back in the game. They give it to the X-Man, running left side across the 20. He is going to be brought down after a gain of a couple. Going to be 2nd down and long.
Down at the 13-yard line.
2nd and 14.
2nd and 14.
Hampton from the gun. Xavier Harrell in the backfield with him. Gives to the X-Man. X-Man running right side, spins his way across the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Raiders. The clock is at 3:20 and ticking. We're all tied up at 20. And Coach here, 3rd and 10. Like to get the first down. Wouldn't mind Mason Wan being the hero, kicking the field goal, but I would rather get a first down and run some time off, get the touchdown.
Well, I'm right there with you.
If I could draw this up, if I could script it out, that's what I would want to happen. Raiders take a timeout. That is their 3rd and final timeout. It comes to 3:01 to play in the game. We're all tied up at 20. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Raider football on the EAB Sports Network. Don't you go anywhere, folks. Third down and 10 for the Raiders. We're all tied up at 20 with 3:01 to play in this game. Ball on the 15-yard line of the Chickasaws. Maddox Hampton and the X-Man, Xavier Harrell, in the backfield. Hampton's going to pass. Looking in the end zone. Rolling to his right, under pressure. He throws, incomplete, intended for number 19, Cam Bobo. There is a flag on the play.
I think Maddox got hit late on that. I'm not sure, but there's a flag by him. There's another flag in the middle of the field, so it's hard to keep up right now, Craig. There's been a lot of laundry.
This is whatever the referee says is of paramount importance right now, no doubt about it. Going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer against Blytheville. That'll be an automatic first down, half the distance to the goal. And another penalty against the Raiders, and the penalty's offset. So they'll replay 3rd down and 10. That's a revolting development. I was looking forward to the half the distance to the goal and automatic first down. Instead of 3rd and 10 at the 14-yard line. Hampton in an empty backfield. Jordan Simmons spread out wide left. 4 receivers bunched to the left. Hampton looking, throwing left. Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown Raiders! Maddox Hampton complete to number 19. That is Cam Bobo. Cam Bobo with a 14-yard touchdown reception. Nettleton takes a 26-20 lead.
Great job again. And we've talked about it already, but man, just Maddox's ability to make those accurate throws on the run is huge for a quarterback, especially at the high school level. And great job finding Cam Bobo there.
Big time play, throw and catch for the Raiders. Mason Wan on to attempt the point after, and it's no good. He hooks it to the left. So with 2:45 to play in the game, the Raiders lead 26-20. Back in 30 seconds, and more Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. (26-20), the Raiders with a 6-point lead with 2:45 to play. The kickoff is whistled dead, and it might have been a Raider who got offsides. Let's see if I can find the white hat. Yeah, offsides. Actually, it's the play is called against Blytheville.
Interesting call there. Real quick, going back to that touchdown, man. Cam Bobo, he's another one of those young receivers we got that You know, he's a basketball player as well.
Yep.
Really talented player.
Good athlete.
Yeah, good athlete. Great shooter. And excited for him. Just last couple of weeks, kind of, you know, he's out there a lot,
Yep.
making a lot of good plays.
Made a key catch last week.
He did, and so it's exciting to see him get in the end zone.
He is a tremendous athlete, a great young man. I love having Cam in class, and he came up big right there. Let's hope that's the game-winning touchdown, Coach. That'll give me and Cam something to celebrate Monday morning. Mason Wan kicks off from the 45. Boy, he boots this one. It's fielded by number 6 at about the 5. He's across the 20-yard line before he is tackled out of bounds. Nice tackle there by Javion Lyons, a sophomore backup quarterback who's getting some special teams play. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Chickasaws from their own 30. They have no timeouts, 2:38 on the clock. But they have shown, Coach, that they have got big-time, big play capability.
They do, and, you know, we've pretty much kept them under wraps from the big play standpoint in the second half, which I'm sure was an emphasis at halftime. And they had the big run by Johnson earlier in the fourth quarter that was called back to penalty. And let's see if we can just get one more stand from our defense here.
1st and 10 from the 30. He passes out to number 6, complete at about the 27, makes a move, but he is brought down by the Raider defense. That's Nettleton's Braylon Green and Marshawn Smith in on the stop. Gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7, and there's an official's timeout as a Chickasaw is on the ground, and he is getting stretched out as if it were a cramp. Now, it's kind of a inopportune time for us for a cramp because the clock was rolling, and now it stopped at 2:25. So let's hope that young man is all right. And they're actually stretching out both legs. He's got a cramp in both of his legs, Coach.
That cannot feel good. That's Nadarius King down there, and fortunately, it does look like that's all it is cramps. So with no timeouts on Blytheville's side, and obviously our side either, but man, we'll take those little short underneath routes across the middle and staying on the inside. We'll probably give those up
all day.
Absolutely. So
all day. 2:25 to play in this game. If you're just now joining us, the score is Nettleton 26, Blytheville 20. It was all tied up at 14 at half. Blytheville took a 20-14 lead. They scored 20 unanswered points. Nettleton led 14-0 at one point, but the Raiders have answered. They have scored 12 unanswered points and taken a 26-20 lead. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Chickasaws. 2nd down and 8, according to Buddy Nichols. Ball on the 32. Pass is complete on the far side. I believe that's King, who is drugged down from behind. They kept him in bounds. Good job there by Marshawn Smith, dragging him, and a couple other defensive backs on the stop over there. But he gets the 1st down. They stop the clock to move the chains. Now they start it back. 2:09. 1st and 10 on the Raider 47. Just over 2 minutes to play in this game. The Raiders up 26-20.
If you're a Raider fan, that's not the name you want to hear is Derek King.
No, keep it out of number 5's hand. Quarterback running left side, and he runs out of bounds after a short gain, a gain of a couple of 3. At the 50-yard line, it's going to be 2nd down and 7. He run out of bounds, and that stopped the clock at 1:49. Nettleton with a 6-point lead.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7 for the Chickasaws. The ball is just on the Blytheville side of the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Quarterback again running to the left side. Not much room, but he finds the edge and gets a couple of yards into Raider territory. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Clock stopped at 1:43. 3rd down and 4 for the Chickasaws. Hatcher in the backfield with Johnson, the quarterback.
You've got to feel like at some point Johnson's going to have to make a throw down the field.
Third down and 4. Quarterback keeper. He's running right up the middle. He's got the first down. Brought down by Ahmad Hurston. After a gain of about 5, they're going to move the chains. It's going to be 1st and 10 Chickasaws at the Raider 41. 1:35 on the clock. They stopped the clock long enough to move the chains. Now they fire it back up. 1:30 on the clock. Blytheville with a fresh set of downs on the Raider 41-yard line. The score is Nettleton 26, Blytheville 20.
Ahmad just came off the field. He was a little bit shaken up, so another guy that we don't want to see on the sideline in this situation.
He's an excellent defensive lineman. He's back to pass. Throwing deep. It is intercepted. Isaac Black with the interception at the 11-yard line, and that'll do it, folks. Big-time play by the captain, number 3, Isaac Black, who saved a couple of touchdowns already in this game, and when it mattered most, Isaac Black with the interception, sealing the deal for a Raiders victory. 1:07 to play. Big-time play by Isaac Black.
Huge by Isaac Black, and that's what a game he's had. And you know, we said it at some point, you know, no timeouts. You run the ball as much as you want. At some point, you're going to have to take a shot, and they did, and they went to their guy that's been reliable all game long. And thankfully, our guy Isaac Black made the play, and that should do it.
Victory formation. Maddox Hampton from the gun. He takes a knee, and he'll have to snap it one more time, maybe 2 more times, but he may ought to go under center right here. Every time they snap from the shotgun, they're going to lose 5 yards. He's standing. The ball right now is on the 7-yard line. The Mad Dog will be at about the 2 right here. Yeah, now there's 41 seconds on the game clock, 27 seconds on the play clock. So he'll only have to snap it one more time. So we got plenty of room right here, barring something ridiculous happen. All right, he snaps it, he takes a knee, and that will do it. 25 seconds on the clock, and the Raiders jumping up and down, running to the sideline with a 26-20 victory over Blytheville. A hard-fought 26-20 victory over the Chickasaws. The Raiders will move to 2-1 on the season, and Coach Frisbee, great win for the Raiders, but hats off to the Chickasaws. That's a good team over there. They're going to win some games this year for sure.
It is. You've got to tip your hat, especially with them coming in. You know, their main guy, Jontavius Johnson, not able to play. And I'll be honest with you, I thought Jamarion Johnson did a really good job.
He sure did.
In his place. And, you know, we said it from the jump. We've said it throughout the broadcast, but we are going to get a good shot from Blytheville, and they're going to get a good shot by us. And that's this is exactly the kind of game we expected to see. And I'm just fortunate and thankful that the Raiders were able to come out on top.
The Raiders with the win tonight, and we do wish Jontavius Johnson the best as he's recovering from an injury and hope that he's back on the football field this year. No doubt about it, it benefited the Raiders tonight that he was not able to play. We don't take any pleasure in that, no joy in that for sure. We wish that young man well, hope that he's healthy and well and back. And I talked to Coach Pierce, their basketball coach. He's also their athletic director, and I know he wants him back by basketball season for sure, and undoubtedly for football season. So best wishes to their injured quarterback, Jontavius Johnson, and Blytheville for the rest of the year. But for right now, the Raiders 2-1 after a 26-20 victory over Blytheville. I'll tell you what we'll do. Give us a 4-minute break, and Coach Frisbee and I, when we come back, we will have America's Navy post-game show, a jubilant, joyful Raider field as Nettleton wins 26-20 over Blytheville. Back and forth with the post-game show, Raider football on NTV and EAB Sports Network.
My text.
Coach Frisbee has the monkey off his back. The Raiders win a game that he calls color commentary, and there's joy in Nettleton tonight. The Raiders defeat Blytheville 26-20, and we welcome you into the America's Navy postgame show. The America's Navy is a worldwide force for good. Be a part of a force that never quits. Visit Navy.com to find out more. We appreciate all of our men who serve in our armed forces, and we appreciate America's Navy for sponsoring the post-game show. Man, it was a battle tonight as Nettleton defeats Blytheville 26-20. We'll give you a quick scoring recap, and then we will name a player of the game. The first quarter was scoreless. For the second straight week, no score in the first quarter. They made up for it in the second quarter as they combined for 28 points. Nettleton scored the first 14, the first one on a 1-yard run by the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, with 9:15 remaining in the second quarter, gave Nettleton a 6-0 lead. Mason Wan booted the PAT, and that made the score 7-0. Then, with 7:02 to play in the second quarter, Mason Wan hit Jordan Simmons for a 41-yard touchdown pass, a beautiful diving catch by Jordan Simmons into the end zone, his third touchdown in 2 weeks. And with 7:02 remaining, it was 13-0. Mason Wan's good PAT made the score 14-0, and Coach Frisbee and I were high-fiving up here in the press box. Life was good. And then Blytheville came alive with 3:17. They scored 20 unanswered points. The first touchdown came with 3:17 remaining in the half, a 53-yard pass from their quarterback, Jamarion Johnson, to Derek King. King ran in the 2-point conversion. That made the score 14-8. Blytheville wasn't done. They stopped the Raiders, and they got the ball back just before half. They scored again with 36 seconds remaining in the half. A 8-yard touchdown run by their quarterback, Jamarion Johnson, made the score 14-14. The 2-point conversion was no good. And Coach Frisbee, do you remember who made the saving tackle on that 2-point conversion?
Well, that was none other than Keon Stallings.
It was. Remember that, because that was huge in this game. Keon Stallings with the 2-point saving tackle. So Blytheville went into the intermission with the momentum. Score tied 14-14. The third quarter, Blytheville kept the momentum with 10:55. Their first possession, on the third play of their first possession, they a 55-yard pass. They scored again. This time it was complete to number 5, Derek King, who scored another touchdown for Blytheville. That guy he's just a playmaker. That made the score 20-14. Like we said, Blytheville ripped off 20 unanswered points. However, Raider Nation, that's the last points they would score. The Raider defense put an end to all of that foolishness. They did not let them in the end zone again. Nettleton tied the game in the third quarter with 5:48 remaining. A beautiful 7-yard run by the Mad Dog, his second rushing touchdown of the game, made the score 20-20. It stayed that way with the PAT was no good. And then the fourth quarter, there was only one touchdown scored. It came with 2:45 to play, and that was a 14-yard touchdown pass from the Mad Dog, Maddox Hampton, to Cam Bobo. Cam Bobo with the game-winning touchdown reception made the score 26-20. The PAT was no good, but that wound up not mattering because Blytheville unable to score. In fact, Isaac Black sealed the win with an interception, and the Raiders win the game 26-20. They move to 2-1 on the season. They're off next week, but the following week they start conference play at Batesville. Coach, heck of a ball game tonight, back and forth, and a good Raider victory. Great way to do a home opener.
Yeah, you said it. That was exactly what we expected with these two teams. We see it's almost every year with these two teams. It's going to be a slugfest, and that's what we got. There were a lot of big plays on both sides, and sitting up here, while you're recapping the game, I'm thinking about all these little plays that in a game like that, a one-possession game like that, man, they add up. We had an early fumble recovery I can't remember who made that play. I'm not sure if you remember who made the fumble recovery in that first quarter, but that was a massive play. One of our D linemen, I can't remember who it was, but Braylon Green picked off maybe the first pass of the game from Jamarion Johnson, and again, we talked about that at halftime. That might come back to help, and but man, second half, I thought that I'm not sure. Can we talk about the player of the game at this point, or you want to?
Let's hold it for just a second. We mentioned Keon Stallings earlier.
Yeah,
he made 2 big tackles on 2-point conversions to keep them out of the end zone, and very, very big plays for sure. As I'm stumbling and bumbling up here, but you mentioned the player of the game, and it's brought to you by JOSM, Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They've been getting you back in the game for more than 40 years, and they sponsor the JOSM Player of the Game. You look at the sheet here, and Maddox Sampson, obviously, he's player of the game worthy. He accounted for all 4 of the Raiders' touchdowns, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground. You got to call him player of the game. But there's another guy that I know we agree upon who deserves that honor as well. From the defensive side, the player of the game. Coach Frisbee, I'll let you say his name.
Yeah, our player of the game tonight's going to be Isaac Black. I thought he just did a phenomenal job. We said his name a lot early in the first half, just getting in on tackles. I believe you said earlier he's our defensive captain and, has the respect of his whole team. And in the second half, there's 3 monster plays that he made that, in hindsight, we don't win this game without those plays.
Exactly.
Blytheville had, I'm not sure, I think it was either early in the fourth quarter, maybe late in the third, had I don't know if it was a busted coverage or they just got us on a play, but wide open receiver at about the 20-yard line. Johnson makes a good throw to him, makes the catch, and honestly, from up here, I thought he's going to walk into the end zone. But Isaac Black, doing what a captain does, hawks him down, makes a touchdown-saving tackle at about the 1-yard line. Mm-hmm. And on that same play, Blytheville was called for an unsportsmanlike, which backed him up. If he gets in the end zone, they're probably backing him up on the PAT, and the point still counts. So that hustle play set us up to get an eventual stop, which on the next play, Johnson made a pass to the left side of the end zone to, I believe it was most likely Derek King. That's his go-to guy and lines up on that left side a lot. And same guy was there, our man Isaac Black, and got in the mix, pass breakup, back-to-back monster plays from him. And then, I think we ended up holding him to a turnover on downs that possession, correct? And we go down. Late in the game, obviously we score, as you talked about. Maddox finds Cam Bobo for the touchdown, and we need our defense to make one stop. And we did that. And the guy that ended the game for all intents and purposes was, again, Isaac Black. Johnson throws it deep, and, again, going to Derek King, and Isaac Black found a way to pick that ball off. So just 3 huge defensive plays in the second half that, again, without him, we do not win this football game.
So Isaac Black with the interception that sealed the game, a couple of plays that saved touchdowns. Without Isaac Black, we're going home with the L tonight. And on the count of that, Isaac Black is our JOSM Player of the Game. Brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. This has been the America's Navy postgame show. The Raiders win tonight, 26-20. Coach Frisbee, thank you for joining me in the booth, man. It's been a blast calling the game with you. Our next game is going to be at your alma mater, Batesville High School. Now, Raider Nation, take notes. It's not going to be this upcoming Friday night. This upcoming Friday night is bye week, so we'll be off this upcoming Friday. The following Friday will be in Independence County at Coach Frisbee's alma mater, where the Raiders open up 5A East action and try to move to 3-1 as they take on the Batesville Pioneers. And I don't know if they've told you this or not. They're probably going to try to keep it a secret. There's undoubtedly going to be some kind of statue ceremony or something for you in Batesville. They said anything about that?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I've coached against Batesville enough in these past few years of my career to I've taken it upon myself that when we go up there, I try to call ahead. Used to be Coach King I would call. Now it's Coach Smith. I'll try to let them know in advance, look, I've got kids here. Some coaches may want them to they want them to keep that up, maybe polish the statue off, but that's not who I am. I ask them if they don't care to tuck it away. And you can't put it in a closet. It's
right.
much larger than that. I mean, it's more of a – they typically have to rent some type of mod building or something just to put it in for the time being. But
it's kind of like mutual size statue at St. Louis,
right,
perhaps.
Right, and so that's just who I am. I want them to the kids don't need to see all that because I tell them enough anyway that I was elite.
Yeah,
so
you're a man that prides yourself in your humility, and that's an inspiration to us all for sure. I appreciate Lindsey Frisbee loaning you to us tonight, as she is a wonderful lady. God bless her for letting her husband come out and hang out with us, and thanks to everybody who made the broadcast possible. First of all, Gavin Grubbs back in the EAB studio. Thank you, Gavin, for your usual awesome job producing. To our NTV crew, Lee Rizzy Roach, the director, Matthew Puryear running camera, Lindsey Miller bossing everybody around up here, and for my tag team partner, Kevin Frisbee. For all of us here at Raider Nation, it's a happy night at Nettleton as they defeat Blytheville 26-20 and move to 2-1 on the season. For all of us here at Nettleton, good night, everybody. Raider pride is justified. Raider pride forever.